This is insane, bro.
This is actually, I never thought. No.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Volume 1. Today, we will be ranking the best and worst moms of One Piece. But we're not doing it alone. Today, we are joined by two very special guests. Guests from That One Piece Talk. Make some noise for Seb and Larry.
Yeah.
What's good? Thank you guys for joining us. How are you guys feeling today? You guys ready to do this or what?
Yeah, I'm feeling good, yo. I'm feeling good because we are on Volume 1 of the podcast.
Oh shit.
My God. If I can't say enough how great you guys are, I know I gave you so much compliments beforehand, but
we weren't recording, so it doesn't count.
Yeah, you have to say it again.
this is just, I'm so happy about being here. So thank you.
Yeah, I'm hyped to be here too. And Larry gave me a muffin, so I'm chilling.
I feel like, Seb, you were a lot less enthusiastic about it, but than Larry was, but it's okay.
It's fine. It's fine.
No, honestly, we're huge fans of you guys do what you guys do with your community, what you guys do like on a production level, like the energy you guys bring. You guys are fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Anybody watching who hasn't subscribed to That One Piece Talk, what the hell are you doing, dude? Go subscribe to them because their energy
Don't
is...
subscribe to us. Just unsubscribe and resubscribe.
All right.
Just do it all over again. Just keep running it
What's
up.
wrong with you, bro?
Just keep running it up.
And then we're stressing on the analytics side, like, what is happening?
What's
dude?
going on? Up and down.
What's
Up
going
and
up
down.
and down? What did we say? Yeah, so we'll give you guys the floor to pitch your show at the end. But right now, let's just get into ranking these moms, okay? We have 10 on the list. I'm going to just go through all the ones we have real quick, and then we'll go through one by one, make our cases for both, and see where they rank. This is not a tier list, okay? This is ranking 1 through 10. So the moms that we're going to be ranking today are Curly Dadan, Mother Caramel, Charlotte Lin, aka Big Mama, Bakken, Kozuki Toki, Vinsmoke Sora, Queen Otohime, Belmir, Nico Olvia. I got something stuck in my throat. And Portgas D. Rouge. I suck at pronouncing names, dude.
It's okay.
I think it's Rouge.
I think
Yeah,
it's
I
Rouge.
thought it was Rogue or
I'm
Rouge.
pretty sure it's Rouge.
Just say Rouge.
It's spelled Rogue, but I feel like I've heard more people say Rouge.
Yeah, it's cooler.
Yeah, it's cooler, dude. Makes her sound more
It's
mysterious.
It's like how do we say Rogue's name or like your Rouge's name?
It's,
Is it your Rogue?
I don't know, man.
I don't know, dude. Someone made a whole song.
I'm pretty roguey.
Someone made us a whole song teaching us how to pronounce Momonosuke, dude, because we were getting it wrong for so long.
Let's begin our class today. I'm gonna teach you how to say something common in anime. Japanese names that end with skate. First we got Sasuke, and then there's Josuke. This man Inosuke, and Momonosuke. Momonosuke. I'm gonna teach you how to say skate.
One of the twins on our show goes, what does he says?
Momosuke?
Momosuke.
Yeah,
We were saying that,
We were saying that, dude.
We're saying Momonosuke.
Momonosuke.
We get ripped for our pronunciations on every One Piece name.
It's okay.
Even the abilities, we struggle. We do.
It's tough,
I don't.
dude. Oh, yeah,
I
me neither,
don't.
actually. Me neither.
You just admitted it. So we can't edit that out. That's staying in.
I can
That's
edit
staying
this
in.
out.
No. What did you just say?
All right, so give me 1 second. I have this queued up here. So here's the screen. We're starting with Big Mom. Make your cases, make your points. Should we establish what we're ranking them on? Like we're ranking them on them as moms. Like what makes a good mom?
Being present,
Okay.
Go
caring.
ahead, Megan. Spitting already.
That's it. I mean,
What was the second thing?
caring, being caring.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's it. You got to be two things to be a good mom.
Present, caring. And honestly, I would like to, you have to be a good person before you become a good mother. And I think that that's what we should be looking at as well.
Okay.
Well-rounded person.
Big Mom's pretty round.
She's very round. And I would say just based off of her right now, like, it's easy. She is the biggest mom.
Right.
So
Right. She is.
she gets number one spot.
Yeah. What
that's
makes a
just
good
how-
mom? What makes a good mom
That's just a fact
to you
statement
guys? What
already.
qualifies? What qualifies?
No,
Yeah.
I think everything that Megan said, 100%.
Okay.
I mean, there's protection there too.
Okay.
Okay.
Protection,
There we go.
Instilling values into your children. Sacrifices.
A lot of moms on this list that sacrificed.
Whether or not you abuse them should
That's
be
a big one.
heavily factored into the rankings here.
Yeah.
Especially for this first one. But,
yeah.
Being financially stable enough to take care of them too.
That's true. That's important, dude.
Yeah.
But also, it can instill character in you to have to get creative with things. Like having a peanut butter and bologna sandwich or something like that. You could have to get creative if you're poor.
Oh, okay.
It's like having a syrup sandwich.
Exactly.
Yeah.
you can also instill a self-worth by like bringing new husbands to the house every day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I got it like this.
Yeah, I have it like this. You'll never have it like this.
Never. It's about awakening traumas, creating traumas unconsciously within
because
children.
what One Piece
parenthood in
character
general is.
isn't. You have to be. Trauma makes you interesting, I think.
Okay, that's bold. That's a bold statement. What was that you said about me cutting stuff out? Yeah. What was that?
One Piece characters. One Piece characters are very, sad backstories. We eat that shit up. We're like, yum, yum, yum.
That's
Give me
true.
more. Give
From
me
a story
more.
perspective, that's
Yeah,
true.
I want to see like the heartbreak. I want to see the trials and tribulations. Like that's the shit that gets people. Makes them read and coming back.
All right. I mean, I think we established.
So.
I mean, maybe we didn't, but we did our best at establishing what makes a good mom or bad mom.
Yeah.
So now let's start with Lin Lin.
Ooh, Lin.
Where's she going on this list? Is she going? She's got to go towards the bottom. We can all take turns making our case. We could all just argue. I like that too.
And yell.
And yell and scream. I like that a lot, actually.
So what do you think?
Well, I want to throw it to Seb and Larry. What do you guys think?
I wanted to put Big Mom dead last. I did.
Okay.
I honestly did. But I think based off the moms that we were given, there is a worse or two worse moms in this ranking. So I'm personally going to put Big Mom at 9.
Okay.
That's where I rank her.
Okay.
9, as far as worst moms.
We all have to agree. Larry, how you feeling about 9?
No.
Oh,
I think there's 3 worse moms.
3?
Out of these 10,
3?
and I'm gonna put Big Mom at 7.
7? 7?
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on. Mehgan, where are you at? Where are you at right now?
I would say 9. She's definitely not the bottom because, I think that she, whether it's bad or good, she does love her children, right? Like there's some that she chooses to love more because they're more useful to her. But she does love her children, but she's so easy to throw them away. She's so easy to throw them away if they don't want to be with her, if they don't want to give her love back. Because she treats them like shit.
Full of rage.
How confident are you that she loves any of them?
Yeah, exactly.
I think she does.
In her own twisted
way.
Her love is entirely based on their utility.
Exactly.
If you are not useful to me, she will toss you to the side as if you're nothing.
Because she has so many.
She will even literally kill you.
85.
Yeah, she might kill you. Yeah. The thing, I wouldn't say that she's 10 because there's someone on the list that deserves that spot.
Yeah.
But I mean, based off everything that we just said, she has to be low.
Yeah.
She has to be low. And she doesn't give them a relationship with their fathers either. She's like, no, I'm not even going to give you guys that.
She doesn't even let them have a relationship with them.
No, because she
bitter baby mama.
Right. And she I'm sure she beats all of them. I'm going to say that.
Oh, yeah, no, for sure. That's 100%.
All 85 of them.
We know that. We've seen
her
it.
Mothering mode. I will give her some slight credit for having mothering mode and for providing.
That's true.
Right.
Protection, money, food. She empowers her children to be criminals, but in general, they still have security. So I'm willing to move even up to 8. I still think she can be 9.
So I will
point
point this out. Her kids are the only people that don't offer up their souls every 2 years to her.
Yeah, but
on the island.
They're not offering it up. But if she gets into a mode she'll just take it from
That's
them.
true.
Yeah,
Without
she'll
hesitation.
kill it.
Yo,
she'll kill it.
Without hesitation.
But is that conscious or unconsciously?
If my mom gets drunk,
I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
unconsciously,
Yeah.
Right.
am I not factoring that
Yo,
in
but-
because she drank that day?
So
Right.
your mom is purposely intoxicating herself, where Big Mom is going through a hunger pain that she's never been able to control since child.
She's a conqueror. She can control it. She chooses not to.
She just needs to eat. She just needs to eat.
That's
but
it.
she's
Simple as that.
She's hangry. And because she's hangry, because we can't afford to go to freaking Chili's or whatever,
Yeah.
she beats me. And I don't care if it's conscious or unconscious. This is me if I'm Big Mom's.
Oh, okay.
Right,
I thought
I'm
you were
talking
I thought you were bringing back.
No, I'm not talking about my mom.
Okay.
My mom's a lovely woman.
But what I will say is this. She's done this as a child to people that she's loved.
Mm.
Like she
That's a
loved her
fair
sisters
point.
and brothers in that orphanage. Like she
Yeah.
really, or like it, we can truly say that was the initiator to her becoming a pirate, linking up with Struzan, and then trying to conquer the world in her own means of what? Having a family again, which was what she lost because she unknowingly ate her family. So it's like she doesn't do it out of like spite or anger or evilness. It's just within her nature. Like she doesn't control that part of her. So I wouldn't say that's her fault, you know? Like she doesn't do that purposely. So I would never put that on her.
I'm putting it on her, bro.
You know what, though? Honestly,
Wrong.
when you brought up that, the hunger pains have been happening since she was a kid, and she did it unconsciously, and she felt bad. She was confused about what even happened. Like,
She looked for them for like 3 days or something
that
like
that kind of made me come around a little bit more. But still, like, that made me go from like 9 to 8, maybe.
I'm willing to go 8.
Okay.
I'm willing to go 8
All right,
too.
let's just go
But
8 for
I'm
now.
curious to see the 2 others that are going to be.
Now
I'm very curious.
It's not 3. Bro.
I got you. I got you, Megan.
This could change. We're not locked into the end, but 8 for
we're
now.
not okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
I'm sure Big Mom will get back to 9.
She probably will. All right. Now we have Nico Olvia here.
Oh,
10.
yeah.
10.
How is she?
What?
10. Okay.
This was the other bad mom you
This
were
was
talking
the
about?
bad one.
10, yo. Yo, listen to me. Nico Olivia, since Robin was born, left her for 6 years of her life to the point Robin told Saul that she did not know what her mom looked like. And the only reason she left the island and went on that escapade was because she wanted to do it for people she's never truly met. She said, yo, I have to go find out the history of the world, and left her daughter. When she came back, she literally brought the destruction of O'Hara itself to a degree, right? Because they weren't too sure that it was O'Hara doing all these findings.
Yeah.
But when Saul captured her and they questioned her, and then she landed back at O'Hara, and then Spandam's dad found her, literally, that confirmed Spandam's like logical reasoning and like theory that the people that were also deciphering these poneglyphs were her crew from this place.
Mm-hmm.
So then when they were about to attack O'Hara, Olvia ran back past her daughter, didn't even know she was there, right? Passed her completely. Then when the tree's burning down and Saul's about to get passed away by Aokiji, right?
Mm.
He goes to Robin, says, oh my God, you're so smart, yada, yada, yada. I love you.
Mm.
And then Robin's like, yo, I don't want you to go. And she was like, yo, but you have to live on, survive. What did Robin do after that? Continuously survive. She brought up these traumatic, like feelings within Robin herself, that where she needed to just link up with crew after crew after crew after crew after crew.
What's she supposed to tell her to die? What do you mean?
No, find the right.
Don't survive.
No.
Don't do that.
No, do what Saul said. Find the friends that will be your actual friends and protect you. Just don't survive. She put this huge, overwhelmingly amount of weight on her daughter, and then she like gave her this meaningless hope, and she didn't even know the girl. She knew nothing about Robin, bro. When look at this. When Clover said, yo, your daughter's a genius, Olvia was like, I don't care. Is she all right? And he was like, yeah. And then she was like, cool.
That's all I need to
That
know.
means she was invested in like her well-being. And even though it makes her a bad mom, this is why she might rank low, because she was doing it for the greater good. And the greater good is people you don't know. But does that make her a good person and a bad mom?
So this is my take on it, right? And we brought this up before when we tried to determine what the factors for being a good mom, right? And I said instilling values into your children. This is a demerit that Big Mom just didn't have. She doesn't instill anything into her children positively. She doesn't.
Except fear
of her.
Yeah.
Like literally of her. Olivia.
Should you not fear your parents to a degree?
You should fear your parents, but you should respect and honor them. They straight up just fear her.
Yeah.
Like every single person in Big Mom's crew, her children, etc. The second they felt any semblance of love, affection, care, respect, admiration for literally anyone else, they flipped on Big Mom. From Katakuri to Chiffon to Pudding.
Yeah.
Every single one of them, the second they felt love and affection from anyone else, they swooped on Big Mom because they weren't getting any of that from her. You need to instill something into your children beyond just terrifying fear. And in Olivia's case, I can never say her name.
It's Olivia.
Olivia? Okay.
Yeah.
In Olivia's case, she's not a great mom. She was absentee. But to Josh's point, it was for the greater good, right? If I'm doing things that I know are illegal and I don't have the power to protect my child, I'm not going to put too much on them for not being around their child while I'm being attacked and hunted by forces I can't deal with on a day-to-day basis.
Did she do that? Did she do that to herself and to her people, or because she didn't have to be attacked?
But I also think
she made the choice to go after the poneglyphs, to learn the history. She made that choice.
But she made the poneglyphs more important than her own kid.
But see, the argument could also be made that even though she was doing it for the greater good, she was also doing it so that the world that her child would grow up in would be a better, more honest world, right?
Josh, hold on. And that's great. You're telling me Big Mom wouldn't trade like 40 kids for another road poneglyph or two? She don't care about those kids. And that's just for not even preservation, for improvement.
Yeah, gain,
a step closer to One Piece, which she doesn't even know what it is. She would trade all those. Kaido got this. I'll marry 17 of these kids off for that. I'll marry X amount of these kids off for that, just to improve my status. I can never say it. Olivia was doing it for a greater cause, whether you want to acknowledge or believe in that or not, whatever. But her not being there is a form of protection. It just is. She doesn't have the capability to protect Robin on a day-to-day. She can't have Robin with her while she's out with the Revolutionary Army or whatever she was doing.
But let's flip it, Seb. Let's say there was some situation where Olivia was presented with a deal, and someone told her look, I'll tell you everything. And you can go back and you can tell everybody on O'Hara what I'm about to tell you. But I want your daughter. I want her. Would she make that? Would she make that trade?
She would.
I'm confident I'm confident she wouldn't, but that is me scaling her with the lens that Oda's provided.
Right.
True.
The fact that she's Robin's mom.
So
I don't have anything based in any action that she's taken that would say that she would do that.
Right.
So I will say this, right? You brought up the fact that Big Mom will just try to gain power by marrying off one of her kids. Are they still not Big Mom pirates, even when they're married? Was Chiffon Beige a beige pirate, or was she a Big Mom pirate?
But that's because she was in a position of power. In general, if Kaido or the Marines, whoever, were like, yo, we'll give you these things, we want the kids.
Okay, so that's a hypothetical.
But how would she respond to the hypothetical, Larry?
I'm telling you right now, we have
answer
proof.
Honestly.
I'm telling you right now, we have multiple times where she tried to marry off her kids in order to gain power, and never to succumb to another power. She was like, yo, if I'm gonna marry off my daughter, I'm gonna give her to Loki of the Giants, so I build a relationship. Then the Giants would become Big Mom pirates. Yo, I'm gonna marry off my daughter Puddin to hold on, you ain't let me finish. To the German Kingdom. The German Kingdom, we will gain their technology and take everything they have, and then they will become Big Mom pirates. It was always an alliance of being under her. That way, the Straw Hats would then become under the Big Mom pirates as well because of Sanji. you're saying that Big Mom would do something out of her character.
No, I'm not.
And that's not true.
No, I'm not. I'm presenting her with a slightly different hypothetical scenario than she's been faced with.
That's slightly.
She was in a position of power for all of those political marriages. In the situation I'm presenting, it's, hey, we're going to straight up give you road poneglyphs that you can do whatever you want with. But the trade-off is these children.
Okay.
You have to make that decision. She's not in a position of power in the way that she was with Judge, in the way that she was with Capone and all those other people.
Mehgan,
it's an even trade.
Mehgan and Josh, you know why this is just...
It's true.
It's just ridiculous for Sebastian to even usual, because this is what he does. Because the world government, even if they had such a thing, would never give it to Big Mom.
No, I'm asking you what her response would be. Not that it would never happen. What would her response be, Larry?
Sebastian, you're giving me a question that would never happen.
Okay. I get what you're saying. It would never happen, but, and I'm not taking Seb's side, I'm just saying that based on all the information that we'd be given about Big Mom and her character and how she's acted in other situations, if that crazy situation, which would never happen, did happen, I am inclined to also think that she would trade those kids for
flipped.
All right, so then let me ask you a question the same way of your logic, right?
Okay.
What if she does get presented with it and she just doesn't take it?
She would be acting out of character.
Okay, now she's acting out of character.
I would honestly, I don't know if it would be out of character, but I would think that it's because she has some sort of plan, some sort of scheme. Like she knows that she can still get it without having to take that deal. Like, I guess that's what...
Oh! No, I heard what Josh said? Because she will get it without having to take the deal. Thank you. So what Josh
I shot myself in the foot.
Let's go against what you both actually thought she would do.
But he doesn't believe that she would do that. He just said that.
I think I just won.
Mehgan, what do you... chime in. Say
okay, I'm sorry. I you know, there are times when Big Mom does surprise us, I guess, with her character. She is a very complex character, and she does things sometimes out of character that I was like, wow, that was actually interesting for her to do. But I do think that she is on the side of power. But like I said in the beginning, I mean, she does have a sort of love for her kids. It's always in what Larry said in the beginning, like it is something that she does for her family, right? Not just for the Big Mom pirates. It's to make them bigger and to expand her power. But at the same time, I am inclined to think that she would trade her kids just for marriage. I don't think she'd be like, I'm going to kill these kids. If you want them dead, I'll kill them. It would be trading for marriage.
Let me make another point.
So they would be able to survive.
Like if she was trading them out for marriage and she didn't allow them any harm, right?
Yeah.
I think that it would be because her allowing harm on her kids is a reflection of her. She's not doing it to protect her kids. She's doing it because I don't want to look weak to people. I don't want people...
Thank you. It's all about the perception of the world. If you can guarantee, Big Mom, no one's going to find out that you off these 20 kids, but you got 50% closer to One Piece, I'm telling you, yo. I'm telling you.
So let me just end the conversation. Let me just end
the conversation ender.
What's Big Mom's dream?
The whole what was it? To have everybody
live together,
eye level, on a table together, all the in the world.
Yes. Yeah. Right.
It's an admirable dream.
So when we look at her kids, has she tried to achieve that dream with her kids to a degree? By making them all different races.
Yeah, on some level, yeah.
Okay, so if her kids are attached to her dream, do you think that she would try to kill her dream herself?
She would totally just have more kids.
She could have more kids.
She would pick and choose the hardest ones to reproduce. Like, I can't get another 3-eye.
Right.
We're not giving pudding up.
Yeah.
Like everyone would be assessed of value to her as if she was an NBA GM. And she would be like, okay,
all right.
Like this is how many stars this kid is worth to me. Let me
Larry's out.
That's what she would do.
So when we look at it from this aspect, Big Mom has never murdered one of her children knowingly. And when she has given up for marriage, as I just brought up, it was always to be still a Big Mom pirate that was attached to her. The only person that she has ever literally consciously just threw away was Chiffon's twin
Lola.
sister.
Yeah.
But that was
saw-
because she went against her demands of marrying Loki. That was it. That's the only reason she threw her away, but she still never murked her.
She
She
would
had
though.
every intention to. She ran away.
Yeah,
Yo,
she would though. She said, "If I see you in the street, you're done. I'm killing you." Like if I see, that's why she ran away.
But here's the thing. Big Mom said that to her face, and she still didn't do it. She still gave her the okay to leave. Right?
No, she ran away.
No.
She didn't say. Wait,
Big Mom
on.
said that to her, and then she ran away from, if I recollect correctly.
But that's not giving. That's not gold. Like
Right.
Judge told Sanji to go away. Don't ever associate your name to me ever. She ran away out of fear that actually Lola was clueless, if I remember correctly. She kind of ran away to do her own thing.
So
but either way,
the semantics of it is not that, right? It's just she still had the ability to take out Lola right then and there if she wanted to. That's all I'm saying. So
but that thought wouldn't even cross Olvia's mind, right?
Right.
Like,
Kill her kid.
like that.
I mean,
Like
she wasn't there to do so.
But she also wouldn't even say anything like that to Robin, whether she like intended on acting on it or not. She
just left her. She was just absent. She was an absent mom.
She was an absent. Yes. Yeah. She was absent. And Big Mom
it's
is
the merits for being an absentee mom.
Listen.
It's just you can't say she's worse than Big Mom, the abuser, traumatizer.
marrying off your 16-year-old daughter.
You can say Olvia is a bad mom, but Big Mom is worse.
Yeah, she
Listen.
has to be.
Listen, when we started listing off things that make you a bad mom,
Who would you rather have as a mom, Larry?
are you gonna let me speak? When we started listing things off as what makes you a bad mom, what did Mehgan say as number one?
Caring?
Loving your kids. No,
No, she didn't say that. She didn't say that.
Providing?
No, she
What'd you
didn't
say?
that.
Caring?
I said,
What'd you say, Mike?
being
there, present?
present.
Oh,
yeah,
big-
I did
That was
say
the
that.
most-
Fuck, Megan. Why did you say
Fuck, I'm sorry.
That was the most obvious one to Mehgan immediately without her thinking any further. Why? Because you have to be there in order to actually give your kids some trauma.
Larry, oh my God, listen.
If you're just never there, then you're not a mom at all.
Present is important. I'm not saying it's not, but if you're going to be a net negative in
Right.
their life,
It's like sometimes when
then don't be present.
right. It's like sometimes when parents stay together and they really shouldn't stay together.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
And they say like we're doing it for the kids, but it's like you're.
I'm not going to bring up.
That's what I think is.
Let's just take a vote.
with
Let's take
this.
a vote. Nico Olvia has to be above Big Mom to me.
I think so too.
We can put her at 7.
She didn't actively 7. Sure, I think 7.
And it's 3 against. It's 3 against.
Or
Larry.
put Big Mom back at 9.
We'll just do this for now, and then
Okay.
we'll see how it goes.
It has. I mean, because even when we talked about Dragon, right? Like Dragon still actively like doesn't reach out to Luffy, like knows,
Right, he's alive. Yeah,
and he's alive and he's well.
yeah.
And Olivia, she came back just at the very
at the
the
very-
tail
Probably
end.
sending money home to O'Hara
I mean,
to pay for those books, pay for some
Larry
food.
said, "Hell no."
You know?
Hell no.
She's sending the child support to
Hell no.
Clover. Clover was collecting those checks.
Yeah, he just was collecting them. He wasn't giving.
No. Yeah.
Robin any of it.
He's like, oh, I don't know what happened to those.
Yeah, I never got him.
It went to the
Robin
fund. It went to the it went to the library fund.
All right, this one's gonna be. Come on, we all have to agree on Beltmere. Beltmere is a great.
Okay, yeah.
But let's make our cases. I mean, she has to go. She's going top 5.
She's got to go. Yeah, top. At
She
least.
sacrificed herself. I mean, gave her life for Nojiko and Nami.
I'd say she's 2.
2.
I'm comfortable now putting her up there, and then
Yeah.
we can.
Same. Yeah, I think because I mean, it takes a lot to even like be like in this situation, like Olvia, like that was her like kid, but Belmere just straight up was like, I'm gonna take these babies and they're gonna be mine now. And I'm going to raise them like my own and raise them to be like badasses and go head to toe with like Arlong. Like that shit was crazy. Like she was fucking on her boss bitch shit. And she's top. She's top.
I'm willing to go 1. I think
damn.
think there's that much.
No.
I'm willing to go that far. I'm willing to go that far because in this case, again, I talk about instilling values, providing.
Yeah.
She does the providing. She's there. She's not absent.
Yeah.
These aren't even her children,
Right.
biologically. To Megan's point, she's raising children that aren't hers, but she still looks at them, treats them, and instills the values into them as if they are her own offspring, to the point where, and some people might even look at this as a demerit, but to the point where all she had to say to Arlong was, "These aren't my kids."
Right.
And she could have continued to live. And she was not capable of saying that. In her mind, it would have been a lie. And in her mind, it would have been just enough trauma to them. Even her death, that her saying these aren't my children was enough that she couldn't allow herself to say it. So I know there's some other really good moms on the ranking that we're going to be talking about later. But to me, as far as shows of motherhood in the series, I feel like there's only one feat that's been done that's higher than that to me. And again, we're going to talk about that from one of the other mothers on the ranking here. But in general, because she was able to survive, she was able to provide for as long as she did and instill the values that Nojiko and Nami still present to this day.
Yeah.
I want to put Belmere 1. I do. I'm not going to go crazy if y'all want to put her at 2. I just think the case can and should be made, so I made it. She should be 1.
I agree. I mean, it's very, very powerful what she did. It's very, very meaningful what she did. Like you said, all she had to do was say it. All she had to do was lie, right?
Couldn't even bring herself to lie.
And couldn't even do that because she, not even if like Nojiko and Nami weren't around, like she couldn't even say it out loud. And like, that's beautiful. And she lost her life for that. Like she was a great mother. She worked her fucking ass off. She worked hard and it wasn't easy. And she didn't have to do it really, but she did. So yeah, I would rank her high, but let's go 2 and then let's see if she moves up.
I think 2, yeah, just for now. And these can always change.
Unless Larry really wants her to be 3 or 4. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. All right, Bakken. This is gonna
Larry, bro.
Bakken.
This is gonna get interesting, dude.
I was like, what the fuck, Bakken? What the fuck? What? Why?
I mean, spoilers for Egghead if anybody's not caught up, but Bakken is even like she's always been significant, but with some new revelations, she's even like more significant.
She's a baddie.
She's a baddie.
And the reveal is she bad.
She bad. That's the big reveal. Yeah. Honestly, like, I mean, I get it, right? She really is like coming out the woodwork being like, yo, like this is the guy, this is the son of that big, that guy that everyone loves. This is him. And I mean, that's all she's done for me thus far is like really back her son and trying to get him to where he needs to be, I guess. But I don't know. That's all I've seen from her. I mean, she's just like backing her kid, right?
Go ahead.
I think she did one really good thing. And this one good thing made a major war happen. And it's the same reason why Whitebeard failed kind of as a father, even though he was the greatest father of all time. Yeah. Is Ace went after Blackbeard. And when Bakken ended up having Whitebeard's son, Weevil, potential son, Weevil said, I want to go after Blackbeard. And she said, you're not allowed to do that. Mm-hmm. That is good motherhood because she saw the potential, probably of her son not surviving that outcome.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
and that is a great thing to do as a mother. And also, she even made her son an affiliate of the world government by becoming a Shichibukai, which offered him protection from him being hunted because he would be Whitebeard's son. So that's a really good thing because Ace had the opportunity to become a Shichibukai and didn't take it. So the only reason he was able not to be attacked was because he was under Whitebeard's flag. And that was before he became a Whitebeard pirate. And I would say, she was very brokenhearted when Green Bull went after them on Sphinx Island and defeated him. So he begged Marco to go and save him because she wanted him back, even though she cares about treasure. Even though
that's what I was going to say.
Her whole life, she still said, I want the treasure, but I also want my son back. So let's go get him. So I got her at 6.
Okay.
So I agree with a lot what Larry said. I did. I need to know her real intentions, right? So if you're doing all the stuff, I'm making sure you don't go after Blackbeard. I'm aligning you with the world government as a warlord. I'm doing all this, like I'm advising you and stuff. But if your intention is to just milk the results of these situations and not actually protect Weevil, I don't know if I'm vibing with that the same, right? Because again, intention matters. How you actively look. Does she really care for Weevil, or is it a situation where it's this is my means to an end. This is how I come up.
He's the link.
keys to the castle, pretty much.
Right. And even beyond that. So this theories, this headcanon, a part of me thinks that she's an amazing mother. And it's even deeper than that, where this isn't even actually her son. It's a clone, potentially, or whatever. But she looks at him as if it's her son. And she takes all the actions that Larry's speaking to. Because in her mind, this is her son, right? That's an amazing mom. But that treasure stuff that she keeps bringing out a lot whenever we see her.
Yeah.
And the perception that you had of her before, because if that chapter with Greenbow didn't come out, right? If you just had all the information you had before that chapter came out, how would you feel?
Right.
So still feel the same.
I don't know. Because again, what is the intent behind the actions?
Yeah.
If it's really just to use Weevil as a means to an end, I can't rank her that high. If it is caring, then yeah, she can be higher.
I don't know if I can
higher than 6.
Rank her high, necessarily like super high either, but I mean, it's not a crime to want to be rich and love your kid. You know what I mean? Like,
it's not.
You can want both things.
But
some people have kids to get rich.
If she
for real,
Jacksoning out here, right? If she's out here, get on that floor and start singing, Michael. You know, I don't know. She's like a pageant mom.
That's what it feels like sometimes. Like
mom.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I agree. I agree. To all the points, like I think that she is definitely not below Big Mom or even Olivia. Jesus. Now you guys have me second guessing. I'm like, fuck.
No, it's all good. It's all
yeah, I think 6 would be good for right now.
Yeah,
I think.
Okay, I don't know if I'm entirely comfortable putting her above Olivia, but for now, we can revisit it. We can revisit it.
I'll say that she has more momming feats.
Yo, Josh.
Exactly.
Has more mom feats.
Yo, Josh, she was there, bro.
She was there. You know what? She was there and she fought and she's a smart person. Like, even though they say she freeloaded right when she was with Mads and, you know, being part of like the crew that she was a part of, like, she's powerful. She's smart to a degree, right? Like,
she's a businesswoman.
She's capable. She's trying to like, she is trying to get her bag for sure. Yeah. But also, like, she seems to genuinely, whether it's out of like her obsession and love for Whitebeard or not, like I mean,
who wouldn't?
I mean, yeah.
I mean, come on.
She's one of those like moms that trapped a superstar in the NBA. It's like, this is my meal ticket.
That's what it kind of feels like.
Doesn't necessarily make you a terrible mom, but
I disagree.
I mean, there could be love there
because
I would think
that's what I'm saying.
I could fall in love with Whitebeard for sure.
If someone had a kid with like name any celebrity, like
fuck, I don't know.
Oh, you put on the spot.
Fucking Justin Bieber.
Okay, Justin Bieber.
I don't fucking know. Jesus.
So in this universe, Justin Bieber is Whitebeard. Okay.
No.
This is the worst analogy of all time.
I know.
You know, all I was gonna say is like, if a super fan, but again, like that's not even a good analogy. You're right, because it's not just that she was a super fan. Like, she was in these organizations. She was on these crews. She
wasn't just a groupie. She was in the shit. She was on the fucking decks, and she was on another deck too.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
Hey, yo.
Oh shit. Fuck.
Well, I will say
she was doing tricks on it.
Yeah.
I will say this though, right? So there are different types of fathers and moms, right? Depending on which age they come from. Bucking comes from the Rocks era, where power is everything. She came from Mads, where she had to scheme her way and take all the inventions and stuff and not really contribute to the group project. She was just a freeloader.
Right.
But her main thing was doing what Nico Olivia told Robin to do, right? And that was to survive. So she was doing that. And the way she sees life is that she knows the world government because of Rox and Gold Roger and what they did. The world government, it doesn't play nice. She also knows that if like her kid and her are going to survive and they can't be in another pirate crew, then they have to survive somehow. So don't go after Blackbeard. Let's get money to financially secure ourselves. And when he got taken, Green Bull went, they were like, yo, let's go get my son back. There's motherly aspects to her, but she comes from an age where it was much more dangerous, in my opinion, than what it is right now. It only seems dangerous because Luffy is going on a tirade, doing everything he can to like disrupt the world's power.
You know what I like?
They're falling right now. Like it would be this time period, I think is equivalent to what she was living through.
I like what you said because it might mean then, because this is basing them on like them as mothers, right? So Nico Olivia might be a better person, but Bakken might be a better mom. You know?
Thank you.
I'm willing to push her up to 5.
No, after that?
It was the deck joke, I think.
She's 6, bro.
Let's keep her 6, but we'll see. I'm not opposed to moving her up later either. So now we have, the Dan also has a special place in my heart. Unconventional, not like technically mother, but basically a mother.
Yeah.
To Ace and to Luffy and to even to a degree Sabo, kind of.
Yep.
It was her reaction to hearing the news about, even when she heard it about Ace, when she thought that Sabo was gone too. How her connection to these kids, man, like it's strong, it's real. She's not a perfect person, she's a bandit, a criminal.
Yeah,
but
she's being like pretty much just like blackmailed into doing all this.
But she's like a tsundere mom, right?
Yeah.
She likes to act hard, but when push comes to shove, like she'll fuck somebody up for these kids. You know what I mean? Like she'll protect them.
There's cover pages of her making scrapbooks for the kids and putting pictures of them and keeping things that they've made in the past. Like she really is that mom, and she lets them learn. She let them learn lessons. She let them go outside and get hurt to build up whatever they need to build up and learn the hard way. And yeah, I think she's great. I mean, she did like hit them, but like we talked about that with Garp too. It's like, bro, he hit those kids.
But Garp was doing some fucking crazy shit. Okay, he was galaxy impacting those fucking kids. I don't know.
I don't know about y'all, but my parents hit me too.
Oh, my dad.
Here we go.
Beat the shit out of me.
Here we go.
I was a little shit as a kid. I deserved it. No,
yeah.
Anyway, I would say 3. Honestly,
3.
I think I have a top 2. I think most people have what their top 2 is.
Yeah.
But for me, Dodon she's up there. Like you said, she's scrapbooking all the accomplishments that Sabo and Luffy have accomplished to this point. The way she reacted to Ace's death.
Yeah, man.
How she came at Garp.
Yes.
Her standing there toe to toe with Ace against Blue Jam. That's mother. Right, I have these kids out here in these streets doing wild stuff. I can't control them, but in the heat of the moment, pun intended, because it was all fire, she stood there with them to fight and said, "Get behind me. I'll take this damage." Now, Ace went and stepped up and did his thing.
Yeah,
but her intention, her actions in the moment were that of a mother. And again, these are not her children. She was basically forced into raising them.
That's what separates her from Belmere, because Belmere had that choice, right? When she saw them.
Belmere made a choice.
But Danae was forced. She was forced to do it.
She was forced. I think over time it became something she enjoyed and loved and would have done without coercion.
Yes.
But she was forced originally. So I do have a slight demerit to that.
Yeah.
I just love her dynamic with them, with Garp, the whole thing. And One Piece is a very well-written story. When I saw her reaction to Ace's death, I felt a way. Like, I wanted to be in that screen hooking off on Garp too.
Yeah.
For real.
Because you forced me to raise these kids, right? And then when it got down to it, you didn't step up enough.
Yes.
You allowed this to happen. And now I'm feeling what I'm feeling when you put me in this situation. and you had an active role in potentially stopping it from happening.
Yeah.
So that moment always touched me a little bit. And
you spitting, man.
Yo, listen.
Yeah.
I defend Garp all the time. I don't think he gets too much slack for that. But in Dodon's case, she specifically has every right to feel what she felt.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Towards Garp. And she was momming. So I could even go higher than 3. I just feel like
you're hyping us all up, dude.
The 2 are the 2. So I'm gonna go 3.
Yeah, I think 3.
Larry, you're good with 3?
I don't know if people mention this either, that Luffy didn't like her. Like Luffy legit said, like, she reminded him of Higuma, which was the bandit at Fuchsia Village that Shanks ran into.
Right.
So he was like, yo, I don't respect you. And then he grew to love the Don. And that's like really huge. And that's why like the impact of hearing Ace's death and she's crying over Garp punching him in the face, it was because they hated each other at the beginning. And then they learned to love each other. And then knowing that Luffy's out there in pain and they can't find him. Yeah. And then she even took Sabo in, low key. Yeah. It's like, think about it, even now, it's probably gets you a little bit emotional because it was crazy.
Saw her crying when she saw Sabo's back. We just found out you were back alive, and now you're assassinating people. Like,
yeah.
She's like, no, like
I don't know what it is about it, but every time like she reacts to anything, any news about Luffy or Ace or Sabo, like it gets me. Like it gets me more for some reason because I know I mean, it is an incredibly well-written story. She's an incredibly well-written character. It hits me so different. I mean, there aren't a lot of, like, some of these moms are like, you know, Olvia's dad, Belmir's dad, like.
Wait,
maybe, what? But like, I don't know, dude. Whenever she comes on page, when I see her cry,
I just feel a warmth from her.
I do too.
Yeah,
like,
she just has that motherly like warmth, and I know that she is just thinking about them every day.
She's like, if you have a group of friends and you know everybody kicks it at their house, and she's like the mom of like the group. She's like everybody's mom, you know, like, but she smokes cigarettes and she fucking like gets drunk. But she's like, but she's still like, I don't know. She's a cool.
Say this. I think she's the only mom on this list that I've met.
In real life.
I've met this mom.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I really do feel that. She feels like grounded. She feels real.
Yeah. 100%.
I love her so much.
I think, and you know what fits that criteria is the criteria we haven't gotten to yet. As we got it from Belmir, but it was the sacrifice criteria. Right. When you're willing to sacrifice for your children, I think that immediately puts you high and above everybody else. Because that's actual love. Doing something for somebody else than yourself. That's like true love.
Yeah, for sure.
17.
Yeah.
All right, we're all in agreement. 3 for now. Let's move on to Kozuki Toki.
Dang.
I'll let you guys go first.
Yeah.
I got her at 5.
5. Why?
I got her at 5 because she did love her kids. She took an arrow to save Momonosuke from the Beast Pirates when they attacked on Odin's voyage. The only thing that, like, they sent Momonosuke into the future so he could become, like, you know, in a better period to find help. Because that's what basically she did, I'm pretty sure. And then she let Kawamatsu take care of Hiyori to raise her for the next 20 years. The one thing about that Toki I don't consider that great of motherhood was that she had the ability to travel with Momonosuke. But instead, she went to the flower capital and announced a prophecy that nobody really understood and they didn't know what was about to happen. And then when things started to happen, it did generate hope for the next 20 years to the people to keep their hopes up, but they still lost hope to a certain degree. Like people, like when we first got Shota Wano, there was a baby about to get, you know, with a knife. Yeah. And then there was like a noose.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
So the people already...
She's not top mom, by the way.
She already lost. Like,
she's not even on this fucking list.
Yeah, it was bad. Like, Wano got really bad, even with her prophecy. I think she would have served a bigger purpose later in the story if she went with them and Oda decided to write her on a different mission. And I get it. We need to get her out of the story because technically she breaks the story. She could like give us information about the Void Century that we just don't want to know right now. So I could see why Oda was like, yo, I need to get rid of her later. But I feel like to me, she doesn't have the sacrifice aspect that the top 4 have. And
It's
that's
different.
why I put her at 5.
So hold on. With the sacrifice piece, though, Larry, when she made that speech, was it not so that Hiyori and Kawamatsu and the Scabbards could escape as well? Like, she was a distraction to sacrifice so that these people could go into the future, could go off into wherever they were going to go. Right? Like, Kawamatsu rescued Hiyori in that moment.
No, she already sent...
She sent the Scabbards already, but I'm saying Hiyori and Kawamatsu and, like, the others that stayed, they were able to escape because she created that distraction. Now, it's not ideal.
Yeah.
But and that's the thing, because then you get into prophecies and everything, destiny. Like, the thing is, she came from whatever time period she's from, right? Void Century, whatever, to be here. And I don't think it was to have children, right? I think she ended up having children, and that changed what the trajectory of what her mission was, right? So it's like, okay, I need to factor them in, and it's going to be in 20 years or whatever that's supposed to happen, whatever is supposed to happen. So she did the best she could. I think Oda did the best he could, because I hate time travel as a plot device in general.
I love time travel.
Oh my God. Josh, we can have that on call.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Oh no. But in general, with her abilities, it was weird to me her separating her kids.
That was weird.
But I understood it because they were on 2 different paths, right? One of them needs to stay here in Wano to keep things at some level of copacetic, and the other needed to travel to pick up the additional people. It's true that it didn't play out exactly how she would have wanted, obviously.
Yeah.
But if you send them both to the future and there's no Kozuki at all, no Kozuki at all, I don't know. I don't know if you can do that.
They didn't know Hiyori was a Kozuki.
But she knew.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Who cares?
Hold on.
What does that mean?
Hold on. Hiyori's existence allowed Kawamatsu, Denjiro, etc. to still keep that faith in the Kozuki clan and implement that faith and in action into Wano. Denjiro was doing the whipping hour boy and the witching hour boy, stealing stuff in part because he knew Hiyori existed still. You get what I'm saying? Like, he still was able to maintain hope.
Right. It was almost like there was one left in each time period to kind of like inspire. There were people that needed to be inspired in the future and people who needed to be inspired that were left behind. And also to the point of hope, I really do feel like we saw what we saw at Wano with the noose and with the baby. Like, we saw all that shit. And that was after, X amount of time. That would have happened like almost immediately if that like speech hadn't been given. Like, the amount of hope did run out, but it ran out like to a degree at the right time, I guess. Like, at least there was like a little bit for a while to kind of like get them through whatever they needed to get through, because that shit would have started happening a lot sooner, a lot faster. And then at that point, it would have been they would have been too far gone.
And this is the other part, Josh, Mehgan, Larry, of the moms on this list, on this ranking. She's one of, I think, 2 that was actually a mom to more than just like her kids, right? She's like the shogun's wife, right? Where she has to look after the interest of Wano as a whole. So she had to split that burden. And I can tell Larry already is going to give her demerits for doing that, choosing Wano over her children. But in her mind, like, it's part of my responsibility as Lady Toki.
Okay, so
it just is.
There's 2 things I do want to say. One, you're saying that Hiyori needed to inspire the generation. Did Ashiro Doji know that she existed or not?
No. And he lost faith. Look at him. He seemingly lost faith.
But did he hear the prophecy?
He did.
Okay, so he still lost faith even though he knew the prophecy was there. And 2, we're talking about moms. I'm not talking about shogun queens, bro. I'm not saying what your duty is. I'm saying, how am I making my children the best that they are or going to be? Am I offering them protection as well? She left Hiyori in a period where it was literally lawless. It was ruled by another, and she was treated as a what? And what do those women do? So it's like
that ended up happening. She wasn't forced in.
But the thing is, Hiyori didn't have to experience that trauma.
Yeah.
And she sent, if you want to go down that road, then she sent Momo to a future she didn't even really know. She didn't even know it was there.
No idea what would happen.
She had no idea what was there.
What would happen.
Yo, but she knew something about the future. And that's the one thing that Oda hasn't told us about yet. And that's why but she also sent him with Kinemon. Kanjiro.
She sent him with a trader too. Like if you want to do results, she set an op with him.
Yo, but she didn't know that Kanjiro wasn't an op. Nobody knew.
But you attack every mom for the results here, Larry. Every mom has taken an L on results.
Yo, you always do this, bro.
I'm helping you.
Sebastian's the only person that'll be like, yo, context matters. And then he'll be like, yo, context doesn't matter. Right now, that if she didn't know that Kanjiro was that person, that's not a knock on her.
She knew there was a traitor. She knew that.
Did she?
Yeah.
But I would say she had no idea. I mean, I can't knock her for that. I can't knock her for that because she.
It was obvious.
It was obvious at that point.
So
Kado had straight up said it.
So when there was a traitor, it was obvious to you that it was Kanjiro before Kanjiro was announced.
Well, one, yes, but I had way more. I had
liar, bro.
That's not what do you mean.
Fibber.
Larry, we went through this.
Like you said it, Fibber.
You're gonna straight up lie on stream? Ask
Fibber,
the twins.
Straight up lie. Tell the twins.
To you.
Fibber.
Okay, that's regardless. She didn't have as much information as I had.
Yeah, we need proof, dude. We need proof. Receipts are
Receipts.
Ask the twins. Called it way earlier than that.
Your nose is gonna start growing.
That's crazy. Oh, that's crazy.
It's gonna start growing, bro.
That's crazy. I'll call Lawrence Solano right now.
Damn. Bro. I mean, I personally didn't see that shit coming.
I didn't see it at all.
Yeah,
I
was enchanted. I was enchanted by the drawings. I was enchanted by, I'm quirky. I can't draw. He got us all. But
he didn't get us all.
You did.
He said, not all
of us.
I get, you know what? Larry is kind of bringing me around on Toki.
Damn.
He's kind of making me realize that, she probably should be. What did you say? Around 5? I could agree.
5.
Yeah.
I was willing to move Bakken up. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Whoa. Okay.
Wow.
Okay. I still am not opposed, but let's get through the initial ranking. Oh shit. Let's get through the initial ranking, and then we will adjust. So
okay.
Let's do 5 for now. This one I feel like is going to be interesting. This is of course Queen Otohime, Shirahoshi's mother. Bro, do you guys remember, by the way, that she had great morals, great values? This isn't about that. It's about her as a mother. But I think this is a strike against her character. Do you guys remember that she was like slapping kids in the street and she was getting fucked up and like?
I had no problem with that.
she had one kid had a booger coming out.
Mother for the nation.
Yeah, she was slapping kids in the street, getting fucked up.
Fishman Island.
So that could be, depending on your view, that could be a point for her or against her.
I know a lot about her. I'd like to hear what Mehgan thinks.
Okay, go ahead.
I think, because we had talked a lot about Olvia, right? And how she left to find answers and to maybe make the world a better place to uncover truths that were hidden away. The same goes for like Otohime. She was a good mom, but she really was trying to make the world a better place for her kids that, were seeing prejudice and all the people that were there on Fishman Island. So I don't know. I mean, I would say that she was a good influence on Shirahoshi, values and all of that. Like she was a queen. Like she showed queen activities. She showed queen shit, and she was a good influence on Shirahoshi to see what she can become and what she can do, because Shirahoshi was kind of like a crybaby, but understandably, because her situation was fucked. There was a man trying to break into her house and steal her away. So yeah, I can understand why she'd be upset half of the time. But yeah, I think that she was a really good influence on her, not only her people, but also her children.
Mm-hmm. And go ahead.
Oh no, I agree with everything that Mehgan said. I have her at, I had Olvia at number 10, and then I had Otohime at number 9.
Oh, and wow.
It's because of the fact that Otohime is not a great mom, but she was a great person. She had all the ideals to make a great person great. She had good intentions for the world. She wanted the world to just be better and to coexist. But she was too much of a pacifist to believe that her good intentions would be awarded with the same amount of energy back. And the world government proved that even after Jinbei became a Shichibukai and created those relations, even after King Neptune was invited to the reverie, what happened to Shirahoshi? She was almost captured twice. And they were about to go on the brink of war and turn her daughter into a slave. The only thing that really made Orihime a bad mom was the fact that she brought specific danger to Fishman Island that she believed would never come. And that was the reason when she decided to go there, she was going to create animosity no matter what, because they didn't have power. She didn't know that Shirahoshi was the ancient weapon Poseidon yet. If Orihime went up there with the intentions of saying, listen, if you do something to us, we will go on the brink of war and we can actually compete with you because we have an ancient weapon to do so, then relations would have gone really well. But instead, what she do? She went up there with no power to coexist, and they didn't know if she was coming back.
Yeah.
She was willing to abandon everything in hopes of giving them a little small glance of the sunlight. And that's not necessarily responsible as a mom, and neither as a queen of her kingdom. Now, I get it. I know people are going to say like, well, she did love her kids, which she did. But at the end of the day, you can't sacrifice your whole island on the slim chance of them being able to coexist with humans and you don't have any resources to protect yourself.
Right. This reminds me of the Jay point that Jay made in our worst dads of One Piece video, because we were talking specifically about Doflamingo's dad. And, yeah, sure, he was trying to distance himself from the Celestial Dragons and do all these things, but he was like willingly or blissfully unaware and ignorant. He chose to not see how real the things that the Celestial Dragons had done, how real the hate in the world outside of Mer Joie was and he took them out there. And Otohime kind of did the same thing as what you're saying, and I'm seeing now is she kind of went about it in this way. There was a smarter, safer way to go about it. She kind of thought that she could just maybe
kumbaya,
let's get everybody together. Yeah. Let's all just sort of get along.
Peace and love.
And there was two instances that she ended up showing us that that's what happened, right? So the first instant is when Saint Miosgard came to the island and she went to protect him from being shot by the other fishmen. Right. And then as soon as that happened and she did get shot, Miosgard ended up taking her and making her a hostage. And then that's when Shirahoshi activated her Poseidon power.
Yeah.
The second time is when Fisher Tiger got back from Mary Joa because they didn't know where he was. And then he went to King Neptune and King Neptune was like, what happened? Where'd you go? And the only word he said was humans. And Orihime was there. She heard it, ran away and started crying.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. How real this threat was, how much danger she was going to be putting everybody in. I don't know. I mean, I'm not knocking that she wanted to do something really important. Again, as a person, she was a really good person, but even as a queen and not just a mother, she was going about it in a very naive way.
And then who ended up taking her out?
Yeah.
Her own people.
Yeah.
Because they hated humans, but they also saw humans as a threat. And they wanted that same hate to keep being there because potentially they saw them being weaker. They were going to get taken advantage of by humans again because they've never been treated right by them.
What do you think?
This also goes back to 200 years ago when the Fishman Revolution was happening. So it's she's not a bad person.
She's a great person.
She necessarily wasn't a great mom because she could have killed her kids.
Yeah.
All right, so I hear everything y'all are saying, and I agree in general. But we're talking about how good a mom you are, right? And we go back to our criteria: being there, providing, caring, instilling values. She did all of those things for her children. They all were instilled with values. They could have been terrible, pompous assholes as royalty. They were not. That's caring of the people.
A good point.
Respected her ideals. Yes, she was naive. That is Oda trying to paint one side of the spectrum so loudly that we see it that way. But that's what he was trying to do. It was supposed to be, these are two sides of the spectrum. I'm an idealist and pacifist, and I'm a revolutionary. We were trying to see the furthest ends of both of those spectrums in that story, and Oda was trying to do that. But she did instill those ideals, and her death caused her sons to be slightly more militant. My problem with Orihime is slightly the ideals she instilled into her daughter Shirahoshi, where like she saw what Hoodie did and didn't say anything. I thought that message fell a little flat to me, and that if that's the message you got from everything your mom did, then you missed out. I'm not saying let crimes be good. She was still punishing people in the street when they were robbing folks. She was still slapping people up and arresting them, right? She still did that. So Shirahoshi missed a piece of it. So I guess that's on her. Or Neptune. I feel like Neptune.
Yeah, Neptune was a bad dad.
Yeah.
I would say he's a bad dad.
He was a little bad dad.
I would say he's a bad dad, but he didn't step up enough.
Yeah.
But
he was very distant. He wasn't as involved.
Again, we created a criteria for what a bad mom is. And I cannot say that Orihime fit in any of those criteria for real. She made bad decisions that affected the kingdom, but her children were good. I know I just had this whole conversation about Toki in general. Her children were good. Yes, Shirahoshi had to be locked in a room. That's an element she had no control over. That's Neptune's fault. You are supposed to protect your daughter. You have militant, you have an army. Go get them.
For real.
That's on you. Did she leave? Yes. But she was insulated by the fact she was a queen. And we had prior knowledge that the kingdoms of the world didn't want to go to war with Fishman Island. We did have that history. Yes, the relations were bad. Yes, there was a lot of racism and discrimination. They still would prefer to avoid a war. We had that precedent. So she did go with some insulation. And again, as far as her children are concerned, specifically, Fukaboshi, I don't remember the other kids' names, Shirahoshi.
Yeah.
Those kids turned out well. They did have the value she instilled into them. So I think 9 is too low. Personally, I think 9 is too low. Under Big Mom is crazy. I'm sorry. No way in hell. No way in hell. I can't condone that. I would shift Big Mom down to 9. I told you she's gonna be 9. I would shift Big Mom down to 9, Ovia down to 8, and I'd have like a 3-way tie between Toki, Bakken, and Orihime. I'd probably shift Orihime up further, personally, because again, she still checked all the necessary I'm a good mom boxes from the criteria we painted out earlier.
You can say all that you just said. You can say all you just said, but she was still willing to sacrifice her own people, including her kids, in order for them to coexist.
You're attacking her character, not her mothering. That's what you're doing right now. She was naive. She was naive.
Bro, what are you talking about? Like, you can there can be a mixture of her trying to be a queen, but at the end of the day, her queen and her actions are going to lead to parenthood too. If I decide to get captured and enslaved, and
she didn't decide to do that.
No.
She decided to have a cordial meeting with higher ups in the world.
I'm sorry. Let me use different language because you can't get what I'm saying.
Could she have been captured and enslaved? Yes. That can happen to anybody, Larry.
Okay. Are you going to let me talk, or you're going to just keep talking? So the thing is, if she knows that celestial dragons reign supreme, and she goes to marry Joa, and a celestial dragon goes, oh, look it, a goldfish woman. I want her as a pet. Go get her. If that happened, and we know that it does happen, what do you think King Neptune is going to do? He's going to go to war to get her back. If not, they lose a parent. Either way, it puts Fishman Island in this degree of threat that they can't protect themselves from. That would literally put her kids in danger. All that motherhood and great values that she did, they would be killed because of her actions.
But they weren't. And again, you've used the results of what happened in every other scenario here. Her children are fine.
I'm saying her taking the chance, bro. That's it.
We all take chances.
But what did happen though is that she did go up to the surface. It didn't pan out the way that it could have, but she didn't know that. Like she did go up there.
She took a risk.
Yes, she took a risk.
And I'm not saying she didn't. Is she a bad mom for taking a risk for her people? I can't go that far.
But her people include her kids. Like she just heard Fisher Tiger was enslaved.
Because if it backfired, like he's saying, like Larry's saying, if it backfired, that would have been war, and her children would have been involved in that war, right? Like that would have changed their life.
Now we're giving demerits for what could have happened.
Right. Okay. So
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this could have happened. You know, like it could have. It didn't happen though.
Right. Okay. I think it's better to stray away from things that didn't happen. But I think I see her as her naivety as definitely a demerit that would put her under Toki for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know where I would put her into. I agree with shifting Big Mom to 9. Nico Olvia even maybe down. I would put her above. Yeah, I would put her above Bakken, even everybody, and under Toki personally. Larry gave a little.
Agree. Not under Big Mom was wild, bro. I'm sorry.
Listen, it's a democracy. Majority wins.
Yeah. Okay, Mehgan, where are you at with it?
I kind of agree with you. Because of everything that I said before, like, yeah, she, again, like being a ruler, you have to take risks. There are things that you can't avoid. And she was trying to spearhead this movement to make the world better for her children. It wasn't a selfish thing that she was trying to do for herself. It of course you said like it does include the people and her kids include the people, but that's exactly why she was doing it, right? Is to make the world a better place. And I think that it, again, to Seb's point, like that instilled values in her children and also her husband. I mean, her husband was kind of like, I'll support.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, now we're gonna start.
Go ahead.
No, but yeah, I mean, that's all I have to say. I think that she was, whether it was good or bad, she was taking risks, and of course, it didn't pan out the way everyone wanted. But there was some.
We're talking about like her being naive, and as I'm looking at this, like, I don't know, maybe Larry's in my head, but as I'm looking at this, because if I'm striking her for that, the same reason we had that conversation in our previous video with Dofi's dad, like Bucken is not naive.
No,
like she is very realistic about the world around her.
Then I would maybe put Bucken higher.
Gosh, I said shift Bucken up.
Okay.
I said shift her up. Put her at 6. Put Odahime put Odahime at 7. I might even move Toki, man. I'm not playing. But in general, Mehgan, we got Big Mom back to 9, like I told you.
That's all he wanted.
Some consistency, right? Like Odahime and Ovia kind of did the same things.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I'll say this though: if it comes out that she was doing this all for personal gain, shift Bucky down to 8.
Yeah. No.
Right?
Timestamp this right now.
Yeah.
Down to 8.
I said this.
We're down to, I think, our final 3, right? So we have,
this one's the easiest.
Mother
one.
Caramel. I don't think anybody's gonna really.
I mean, I would love to hear.
If you do have
thoughts.
a case for why she should be anywhere other than 10, I'd love to hear it. But I think we can agree she's 10.
I love the troll. I'm not gonna do
1.
There's no argument.
Yeah.
Do you have an argument for Mother Caramel outside of 10?
Well, I did have Ovia and Odahime at the bottom, and then I had a Mother Caramel at 8. And that was because ultimately I know what she was doing was selling children off to the government after they reached a certain age. But she technically will always be viewed as a great mother by those kids. And she would, there would never come a time where they look back at her when they're in the world government and being like, damn, that was a bad lady. You know what I'm saying? Like she took care of them, she fed them, she gave them clothing. She brought together a positive environment for these kids to live in. it was only until Big Mom that we saw it all go to waste, right? Like ultimately that's what happened. Now afterwards, after her care and wherever she went, it's like, I don't know what to tell you. Like that's also bad motherhood because she's not a true mom, but she did motherly things. Like she took better care of those kids than Olivia did Robin. Like she was actually there.
She was present, but yeah, the sideline shit. It has to. There has to be a knock, and I understand completely what you're saying. It is kind of like a Promised Neverland situation with Mama Isabel. Like they had no idea. I mean, spoilers for Promised Neverland, but no idea, no intention. They were, that was their mom, and they loved her, and she loved them, but she had to get them to a certain point.
Yeah.
What did the chick with the orange hair before they went over the wall? What did she call? What did she call her? The motherly figure.
Mama.
What did Emma call it? Yeah, Isabel.
Yes.
Her mother.
Yeah.
No?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the point that's the point I'm making.
No, I'm just trying to make it interesting because I understand both sides. She is bad. Whether they thought that she was a good mom or not,
she's a human trafficker.
She's a human trafficker. It's
trafficking children.
Yeah.
I know. I'm just saying it's very similar to that because but it's a situation too with Isabel. It's a completely different situation. She was forced into this shit, right? And eat or be eaten.
And with Big Mom's situation, like I get what you're saying because in Big Mom's case specifically, who knows where she would have ended up? Her parents were trying to abandon her,
get rid of her. Yeah.
She could have ended up in the street. She could have ended up like
dead.
I mean, who knows, right? Even though Mother Caramel has ulterior motives, like there is a period of time, like really bad ulterior motives. She is for a period of time, like potentially and possibly, she's deceiving them, yes, but she's giving
Yo, Josh, you know what's crazier too? What did Big Mom keep of Mother Caramel?
She what was it? She kept her her picture
of Mother Caramel. So it's like, even though we know at the end of the day the true story of what she was, to those kids, they were mama. They were mother. Like that's it. Like that's all she ever saw.
This is like saying Light is like a good person. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like this
he had good intentions.
He had good intentions. No. What she did in the interim.
No, she
did not outweigh.
She's
actual intention. She didn't care one iota about any of those children. If she sold any of them for any amount of money, and then they died within 2 days, she wouldn't care.
No, she wouldn't. She would.
Which is different from her than Isabel. Right?
Intention matters. She was literally taking these children
with full knowledge,
them to become assassins for the government, used for whatever reason. If they wanted to sex traffic these kids, she would not have cared in the slightest.
Okay, that's just
it's
made up.
True. She didn't care what happened to them.
But that's based on the facts that we do know about her.
So what I will say is this. Let me ask you a question, Megan and Josh.
Terrible.
Would Big Mom have been a better person under the world government or as she is right now?
I mean, it depends on your perspective. Like, I'm sure the world government would have wanted to have her, but if she had some part to play in the world sort of like all coming together, all changing, the age of pirates being the domino that brings us into the new dawn, like, I don't know, that was her role to play. She's definitely like, I don't know, she's not a good person, but I don't think that, I don't know, sure the government would have wanted to have her, but I think that she's serving a role that she needs to serve. I may be just looking at it from a story perspective, but I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, Big Mom is such a, again, she's the biggest mom. I'm just kidding. No, but she is a very complex character, and even in like Wano, when that brief period of time when she did lose her memories, like it kind of showed us who she could have been if she didn't have all of this baggage, if she didn't continue to be going on the seas and having kids with people and, you know, axing them and treating her kids like shit. Like, she really like did show us in those moments, like, oh, she could have been a really nice person.
Well, I actually thought of, yeah. Go ahead. I'll
I mean, and especially with the Mother Carmel stuff, like that was maybe like she reverted back to like a childlike state when she was in the care of this person who did end up having really bad intentions with all of the kids and her. But even when she did have those fits, like she didn't turn a blind eye like her real actual biological parents
now
did.
that I'm thinking about it a little bit more too, she wouldn't have had freedom, right? Like if she would have been sold to the government, to the Marines in any capacity, like they would have probably indoctrinated her, brainwashed her, whatever. She's a bad person, but all those bad choices and bad things that she's done, like have been her own choice. Like have she's made that like of her own free will. And I don't think that would have happened if she would have been sold off to the Marines. Like I think she would have been, like I said, indoctrinated for sure. She would have thought she was doing this out of some sort of love she had for her country or whatever. But I don't know. I just think that Caramel is selling their freedom, right? They have no choice and no say in their life at all.
Right.
That's what I think it comes down to.
So to me, the moment Big Mom got Mother Caramel involved in her life, she was broken because she got however much time worth, like a year's worth of replicatable fake love from this woman that it changed her mind to think this is real. This is something that I can obtain. And then it was going to either be ripped away by being sold into the government or what happened. And she's been fighting her entire life to get back to that point. So Mother Caramel, one, created the biggest trauma of her life unintentionally, or she was going to sell her into the world government where she was going to become probably an even worse person, even worse figure. It's true. She'd be a Kainu or worse right now.
Yeah.
There wouldn't be this, I want to have, look, put it this way. If she gets sold into the world government, right? How do you think that version of Big Mom reacts?
She reacts that she was loved.
No. Dude, she's gonna be sold within the next couple days. She's experiencing all this love and affection and all the food and everything. I have all my friends, etc. Now they're gone. I'm in a military camp getting fed garbage and getting trained on a day-to-day basis.
Are you just like did you just create the world government yourself? Like what?
This is what they're like.
No, it's not.
Bro.
Was Kobe and Helmeppo eating garbage?
I love it.
No, they were. No, hold on, Sebastian. You just made a completely. You keep just writing fan fiction.
No, I'm not. Listen.
We've heard you enough. We've heard you enough.
She was with Streisand, right?
Shit, I can't.
Imagine.
Yes,
she was eating the semla and all that. She's not getting semla. Her hunger pains aren't getting cured.
That's what I was. Yeah.
By the Marines.
Sebastian.
They're not.
Sebastian, you want a drink of water, bro?
They're not, bro.
You want to get a listen to me. Can you just relax?
Terrible.
Yes, the way you're thinking is terrible. So,
oh God.
We've seen Kobe. We've seen Helmeppo. They were given chores, they were given a bed, and they slept well when they weren't training, right? If Big Mom gets put into that situation, she feels loved, but she goes to a place that has unlimited resources because of her potential. When they asked Mother Caramel about Big Mom, she possibly thought she'd become like an admiral. They're not going to just treat this individual who has hunger pains as something else. They're going to, one, condition her to be more disciplined because that's what usually when you're in the Army or the Marines, that's what they do. They don't break you, but they make you sufficient enough to handle your own instabilities. What everybody rags about Big Mom is that she's an unstable person. She can't control herself emotionally, mentally, none of that stuff. She would have somebody to guide her because there's strong enough people to do so. She wasn't going to be the strongest in the Marines as she was probably before any other cruise. Now, Strusen came after she ate all the kids. So that point is not fed correctly in your conversation. Hold on. But then also it's like, okay, the only reason she received trauma after Mother Caramel was because Mother Caramel gave her real love that she thought was real love. She would have never knew that was fake love if she went into the military.
Yes, she would, because now...
Who's going to tell her?
Okay, Larry, if it's real love, the way that you're trying to describe, Mother Caramel would check in on her. She would go see her in the Marines every now and then. So you think hey!
You don't think Mother Caramel would do that?
Hey, Charlotte. Hey, Lin.
You don't think Mother Caramel would do
that? I don't think she would.
I don't think she would.
What in her character tells you she was going to go check in on Big Mom every now and then? The only stipulation that I believe that might happen would be them realizing, yo, we can't control her. We kind of need you to come in and check in every now. That's the only scenario. And based off her, she said, I'm selling her. I'm retiring. I don't care about nothing else.
Yeah, I'm out of the game.
She would go from the abandonment issue she has now where they just disappeared to slowly realizing that she got sold into the Marines, the government, whatever. And then unless Garp is raising her or whatever, not even because she was too young then. So he would be young then. So it's like,
the point of the conversation is, is she a great mother to the kids, and do the kids think that about her?
No, it's not.
But keeping...
never said how the kids react to the mom for anybody else. Now it's for her. We didn't say. We didn't see
the kids.
We've seen almost all these kids in their actuality.
No, the ones that were sold.
I think that the biggest stipulation with Mother Caramel, they might have believed it, but a mother figure, a parental figure should keep them safe and not sell them to institutions or anything that they don't know what the outcome is going to be for them, whether it's safe or not, and not really caring whether or not they're going to be safe. I think that's the main point. I think that's because she's selling them off whether they're going to die. I mean, she doesn't really care.
It's hard because I understand what you're saying about hypotheticals and things that just didn't happen, and she is selling them to the Marines. And you're saying Kobe and Helmeppo, they got treated very fairly, and they got good meals and good lodging and all that stuff. And she didn't sell them. That was her contract. But I think that, for me, just in her demeanor and how she carried herself when she spoke with these other people, not these kids, she didn't really care who was buying them. That was a contract she kind of struck. But I don't know. I don't think that she was well, if the Marines won't take them, then I'm just going to be their mom. She would have found somebody else to take them. I know that's hypothetical, and that's where it gets kind of.
But those are the vibes. Those are the vibes. If she was already selling kids to the Marines, I mean, she might have had another avenue. We know how dark the world of One Piece gets.
Yes.
So,
what's separating her? I mean, I guess, right? Dofi was involved in way worse shit, but
yeah.
But she's still trafficking kids. That's what I think ultimately puts her at number 10. 10. It has to. It has to.
It just has to.
We debated this.
I think it's ultimately was she a good mother and a bad person? And that's the argument, right? Was she a good mother? But I would say most definitely. Was she a bad person? Absolutely.
But that's what Mehgan's saying, which I agree makes her a bad mom, is what she's saying is a good mom. Even if I'm trying to use myself as an example. If I loved my kid, there's no way I would sell my kid to anybody. I would never I mean, I know that there are people who want a better life for their children, and maybe they can't financially provide for them, and they make that.
But they don't sell. I mean, it's adoption. It's not. They're not selling them off.
They're looking into the best place, the best option.
They're not getting financial gain, and if they are, then they are bad people and bad parents. So it's
the other part of this is that it's such a temporary thing. Okay, she's a good mom to these people for 2 years, 3 years, until they're valuable enough to sell. She's not caring for them.
And then she's not in their life anymore.
Right.
Then she's gone.
For them for a decade plus. It's a couple years. They go through the system. It seems great. Then you get sold off.
And she's lying to them. The whole, I
mean, they would never know, right? I mean, that's the thing.
Yeah. Just because you never find out the truth doesn't mean it's not a lie.
What happened to them?
No.
You don't think all the other children, because this is something she's been doing for years. She's about to retire. The other children for probably decades that she's been grooming and then sold. You don't think any of them have realized, that was kind of messed up?
You want to know why? It's because they're not her actual kids, right? And it's an orphanage. They know that they're not going to stay in an orphanage forever. They need a place to go once they most likely reach a certain age, which happens in real orphanages, right?
But the difference between an orphanage and this situation is that they're being sold to an institution for financial gain. It's not like an orphanage where you're getting adopted by loving parents.
So where do they go after? Like, if they're not sold, where do they go after? Do they just stay on the farm? Like, don't you want them to have some type of like structure in their life where they could make something of themselves within the world government?
But it's not that she's doing it from the kindness of her heart. You know, she's like, well, they're not going to end up anywhere else, so the Marines is the best place for them. It's like, no, she's getting money. Like, that's the thing. I think that's kind of like, this is not a good situation.
Yeah. But the orphanage point is, I mean, you're right that like, in an orphanage, you know that you're not going to be there forever. You know that the part of the process is being adopted, going somewhere else. But I don't think, again, in an orphanage, they vet people. And that's the thing. That's what makes it like, I cannot believe truly, Larry, that you're making me like, actually think twice about this, but I love it. Like, I
love to see both sides, but
don't let him poison your mind, John.
She has to be 10. Like, she just has to be 10.
Don't let him do this.
What I'm saying is not to go off of emotion so much, right? Like, what I'm saying is like, let's say like in real life, there's a police station, right? And the police stations actually fund orphanages because they feel like there's a statistic out there that makes people that aren't in orphanages or like by themselves and being pirates, they end up tending to be criminals because they don't have anybody to guide them. So they're like, yo, here's a way that we can offer these children some type of structure in their lives where they'll always be guided by somebody else. So she's like, yeah, we'll pay you for whoever comes through the orphanage. You'll take care of them, become their mothers and such. You might not see them again, but then they get brought into the police academy. And next thing you know, they're like doing a great job being a captain or something like that, right? What I'm saying is like, it's better than what Big Mom became, I think, in my opinion. If she was to become an admiral, it's better than her becoming a Yonko and having like 85 kids and building up power through unnecessary means, where she could have did that for the government, ate well, and had some structure. Now, granted, like, yes, getting paid for selling children, that's messed up. But even though it is messed up, they provided those children with some type of structure in their lives that Big Mom didn't have after they were gone. So it's like, yes, Mother Caramel's a bad person, but she was a great mom.
She was not a great mom, bro. Is there like a time limit? Like,
right.
You were great. Yo, she probably had some of them kids in there for like 2 weeks. How long do you need to do this before you're a great mom in your eyes?
That's what
she could.
The difference, and I guess now I'm understanding the tough call here, because like a good mom wouldn't sell their kids no matter what, right? Unless, of course, like we talked about, it's different with adoption and things like that. Exactly. But like if you have made the choice and are ready to go on that journey of like being a parent, 10 years in, you can't just sell your kid. Like, that's not being a good parent. But the thing that you're saying is that she's not really a mom. She is the head of an orphanage, and that is an orphanage's purpose.
But she's getting money.
Right.
Like, that's the thing. Like, if it was just like, okay, I'm going to give the children away to the Marines if they don't get adopted. That's not what's happening here. It's like we're gonna feed you and groom you until you're able to maybe show some potential in a buyer, and then we'll have you. I think the thing with the
orphanage too, and again, it's like there's no evidence, but their doors are open to everybody. And is Mother Caramel only letting kids in who she sees value in, right? Who these strong kids or kids? But I guess in the Marines, it doesn't matter as long as they're in there somewhere doing something. There might be a place for all of them. I don't know. There's so much stuff to...
But the implication, the main thing for me, I mean, again, it's not shown explicitly, but we know One Piece, and specifically with like slaves and Boa's whole situation, like, I do not 100% believe that it was only to the Marines that she was selling. She was getting her bag any which way, and I truly believe that she was trafficking those kids in other places. She had to have been. There's no way if she's already trafficking kids, I don't think she has any.
There's no moral
issue.
code that's like, oh.
Exactly.
I mean, what it comes down to is, are we putting her 9 or 10? I mean, I think she has to be 10.
She has to, because Big Mom is at least like still in her kids' lives, whether she's still giving them a roof and a ship to be on.
Okay, we have to take a vote. 10. Who?
10.
Yo, Megan, can I just ask you one question, and then we'll decide.
Oh God.
Did Mother Caramel treat her kids right in comparison to Big Mom?
She literally sold them off. She literally sold them for money. Like, Big Mom is selling them through marriage, not through money.
Yo, did she ever
power, but not through adults who have adults are the real villains of One Piece.
Yeah.
Let me tell you that.
Did she ever hit like Big Mom hit?
This is insane, bro.
This is actually I never thought. No, but Dan hit Luffy and Ace. Dan. I always say Dan. Yeah.
You can discipline your children. You can't sell them.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can't sell them to institutions.
On that one.
Okay, 10. We have to have 10. She just has to be at 10. We'll make a reassessment, but I really like the conversation.
Yeah, Larry, like, credit for really making me like question. I came in like, there's no fucking way I can hear anything.
Josh, just understand that Larry also wants to move Big Mom up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, he also is like fighting that fight.
Yo, Josh,
let me ask you a question.
Ever put the children she was in care for in danger?
I mean, I think
Big Mom in their life.
Yeah, she did that. She didn't know that she was going to be that big of a problem. But that's the thing. I don't know if she cared about like where they were. Like, she didn't put them in danger when they were in her possession. But the moment they weren't, I just don't think she gave a fuck about anything that happened to any of them. At all.
The care, she cared for them to a certain point, and then she didn't give a fuck about them. It's different than being like, oh, maybe I still think about them. Maybe I still love them.
She never cared.
Yeah,
it was fake to them.
This was her job. These kids are pieces. They're assets. I'm gonna groom them until they're valuable, and I'm gonna get what I can get for them.
And send them.
She's an NBA GM.
Yo,
she don't care.
So what's crazy? We got somebody that's at number 6 that you guys are putting all the same reasons as to why Mother Caramel should be at 10.
Bro, I was willing to move and drop for Bakken. I said if we get more information on Bakken,
but Bakken would never sell Weevil. I don't give up. She never would.
She wouldn't. She would maybe sell out with Weevil. But she would never sell Weevil off to no.
Confidently say that yet.
Or
but
she just using him for treasury means. So what's the difference? Like, it's the same thing, isn't it? Look at Megan. She hates me, bro.
No, I'm stressed, bro. I'm stressed.
Because
okay, let's vote.
10.
10.
It has to be 10 after all. It has to be for. I just 10. It has to be. It has to be.
Call your mom when we finish.
Josh, what is your real answer?
10. She has to be 10. She has.
What is your real answer?
You call your mom too, bro.
I posted a picture of my mom today telling her I love her.
And now this is what type of time you want.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, we need to vet that. I'm gonna pull that up.
Vet that. Show a picture. Edit it in.
It was a great picture.
It's because he knew he was padding because he knew he was going to be doing this.
Yeah,
shit. He was like, I got to get in front of it right now.
Love you, mom.
I'm calling.
You would never sell me.
Oh, man. Can't wait to see it.
Okay, so now we got Portgas de Rouge, Ace's mom, who held it down and held it in.
Held it down and held it in. Down Heina. Like 100%. 100%. She was down for her man. She was down for her fucking child. And she was just down.
Megan feels strongly about this one.
Yeah, she's activated.
She was down. It's actually insane. Like 20 months, bitch.
Like putting her own health.
I knew that shit hurt. Fucking Ace is like fully grown and shit with toenails and fucking teeth. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That shit happens. I don't know. I don't know if anyone knows.
Theory that she had the Gomu Gomu no Mi before.
Oh, that would be crazy.
That's why she was able to do it.
Right. That would be fucking crazy.
There's no other. How the fuck?
It's One Piece.
How the fuck?
I mean,
through that uterus.
Yeah, she had a fucking not a grown man.
She had a fucking toddler in her fucking belly, okay?
A toddler, yeah.
He's already fucking walking in there and shit, walking around, fucking getting the scope of the fucking walls and shit. I mean, she did the most. She did the most with what she could.
And she didn't do that for Roger. She did that for Ace.
Exactly. For her unborn child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably for Roger a little bit.
I got her
probably a little bit. But.
A little bit.
Yeah. I got her at 1. She self-sacrificed and she didn't even get the chance to become the mom she wanted to be.
Exactly.
And then also, she did it she was pregnant at 5 months after Roger was executed. And then when they started going around to the islands, she went into a random person's basement and stood there for 20 months in the dark. And then sometimes she would see light. And being pregnant and being in that environment shows that I think the reason why she survived is because she did have hockey to a degree to get through that. Because that's willpower. That's a manifestation of willpower. She's one of the strongest women in the show, in my opinion.
Yeah, so for real.
For her to do that, man, she's number 1 on my list. And the only reason I had Bellemere at 2 was because Bellemere, she got the chance to be that mom where Rouge couldn't. And I felt like it was equal comparisons. That's why most of the top 4, I think, are just self-sacrificing people.
Yeah.
I agree. I mean, again, I think I said earlier, there's a top 2. Dadan sometimes I like to argue for her to get up into there, but it's really those 2.
Yeah.
They're able to sacrifice themselves for the children. The only thing, because I said it earlier that I would make a case for Bellemere to be 1, is that I think most mothers would do the absolute most for their biological children.
Mm-hmm.
In Rouge's scenario, they would try. At the minimum, they would try. She accomplished it. She died doing it. They would try to do it. For Bellemere to do what she did for children that just weren't even hers, and to feel as strongly and have the same display of affection and emotion for children that weren't hers.
Yeah.
And the added benefit or bonus to what I don't want to give it as a knock, but Rouge technically never raised Ace, right? She was able to raise Nojiko and Nami, instill those values, and then still have a similar level of self-sacrifice for her children.
Yes.
I don't want to cast any aspersions on Rouge. I don't believe it. But there's a 0.0001% chance she could resent Ace for things. Roger being dead, them having to live whatever life they would have to have lived. I don't think she would do that, but whatever. I'm just saying the fact that I saw what Bellemere was able to do for these children that weren't hers, have a sacrifice, not the same sacrifice, but have a sacrifice where it literally came down to, hey, are these your kids? And she was not willing to tell that philosophical lie. I think, again, I'm not going to be mad at Rouge being 1. I never will be. I thought she would be when we originally said this is what the list is going to be. But these are the top 2. I just wanted to make a case for Bellemere because I think her story just hits me that hard every time I watch it. So I think back to Nami stabbing her arm, and it's all derived from Bellemere. So again, I'm not mad at Rouge being 1. I just wanted to make another case for Bellemere.
Mehgan?
Yeah, those are really good points. I don't know. I mean, she did everything she could to be able to give Ace that opportunity to not be prosecuted. I mean, he ended up being, which was unfortunate, but I mean, she did the best that she could. And again, she did the absolute most. She did the absolute most. Again, to your point, Larry, sitting in the fucking dark for 20 months. She really, really tried and was in that moment, even if he wasn't born yet. She was a down mom. She she sacrificed so much in those moments, and her losing Roger, being alone, like she was going through it, and like Seb said, she could have that 0.001% chance when if she did survive with Ace, like I don't think she would have been the type to, if doing all of that, I don't think she would have turned around and been like, hey, like I'm trying to gain some clout for my baby. Like there's just no way she wouldn't have hit. She would have just been out in the open and been like, fuck it. But again, with Belmere too, like I totally agree with Seb as well. Like, she took these kids in, and she was a young mom. Like she was in her 20s, I think, when she found them, and she could have been like, I don't want to have kids, I'm going to push these off to someone else. But she took that responsibility, and she wasn't balling. I mean, she struggled, and she struggled to put food on the table and make these kids happy and not show them this like sadness of poverty and the reign of the fishmen when they came in. She showed them strength, and I mean, she showed strength in a different way, but I don't think in the way that Belmere did.
Oh.
I don't know. What do you think? I mean, what do you think?
I mean, it's tough, dude.
It's so tough.
With one or two. The only reason I'm biased to Belmere is because I spent more time with Belmere, but that's not a knock against Rouge.
Exactly.
That's not her fault. Because, yeah, I really, honestly, I know this is going to be a boring answer, but if she's one or two, like, I don't mind either way. Like, I think that they both did such a similar thing. I appreciate that even as someone who, those were her kids. Biologically, they weren't sure, but they were her kids. And I appreciate that act. But
again, I mean, she did just, sacrifice everything.
Yeah, I'm cool with putting either one of them one.
Let's just do one for now.
Okay, let's do one.
We have one more, right?
Yeah, we're done.
And then we can move around.
Final one, and then we'll just take a brief second to reassess, to look at everything and see where we're at.
I really wish we got some info on Rouge's and Roger's conversation before he went to go get executed.
Right.
Because I said this on our show before. I was like, yo, I wish we had that convo, because it never really made sense to me as to why Roger went to be executed. Like, I understand he wanted to create the great age of pirates.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's like his wife was already pregnant, and when he left, she was at 5 months.
Yes.
So he already disbanded the crew.
Yes.
And already found One Piece.
Yeah.
What was he trying to do?
That's what I'm saying. I have a theory, like, that there's something else going on with him, because he said all of a sudden, like, oh, I'm sick, and then I'm going to turn myself in. Like, there has to be something that we don't know. There has to be. I don't know why he would. It doesn't make any sense.
I think, it always comes down to, like, if he was sick and he was going to die anyway, then why not be publicly executed so he could usher in that age of pirates, right? So he could inspire and pass on his will, right? But
he based off whatever knowledge they gained at Raftel, he knew that he was too early, right?
Right.
Because the mermaid princess was too young. She hadn't been born yet, or she was too young, whatever it was, and he was not going to make it another 20 plus years, right? So he knew he wasn't going to be able to be the one to change the world or be there present when the Joy Boy thing had to happen.
Right.
I don't know exactly why or what that is, but he understood and knew that.
Mm-hmm.
So in his mind, it's like, okay, I need to ensure that somebody else goes and finds this treasure during the time period that this would be possible.
Absolutely.
So I have to usher into this era, and then that's where the execution and self-sacrifice comes in. Now, am I going to value that over my children? My girl and her having a child?
Yeah.
I just don't have that level of what's the word I'm looking for?
Well, again, because it affects the world that they will live in, their future, right?
Yeah.
And the world that they would live in would be, I mean, he's trying to create a better world.
He's trying to create a better world, ushering in that pirate, but also, like, he was having a kid, so couldn't he just be like, hey, I'm gonna tell my kid to do my will, my
he could have wrote it down on a little, but then that he runs the risk of that piece of paper getting out.
But he might have told his down hyena.
So Mehgan was about to say exactly what I was gonna say. Sebastian saying usher in a great new age of piracy, why would he do that when he already told Rayleigh and crew that his son Ace was going to find the One Piece? He was already sure of it. And then he had Garp used Garp for the protection of the Marines to raise him afterwards. So it's like Roger already knew that the prophecy was going to come true. He thought his son was going to be the one to find it. So why create the Age of Pirates anyway?
Contingency plan.
I think that's a good,
Because maybe Ace was like, I don't want to be a pirate. I don't want to.
Yeah, no matter what, Roger still believed in freedom, right? So say, to Megan's point, Ace didn't want to be a pirate. Or say something happens to Ace before he can actually get onto this road. Like, it ended up he ended up dying. So it's like, he knows, if I know the history, I know that Emu probably exists. He knows all that. Rayleigh said we learned the history. He knows Ace is going to be in danger no matter what. That's why I gave him the Garp. That's why whatever conversation we had with Rouge, she knew she needed to hold him in. On the off chance, I mean, maybe not even off, because Ace living was the off chance. On the high probability that Ace doesn't make it to one Cracktail one day, I still need to inspire the world, just in case.
But that reason would come off of just him just coming out of nowhere. Because he already believed that it would happen. He already knew that he was too early, and he already knew that his son was going to find it. Regardless of having a contingency plan, I think the conversation between him and Rouge would have been essential to actually being, okay, this is why he really did it.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, regardless of his beliefs, his contingency needed to be put in place, because look what happened to Ace. I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
He did end up dying, and that could have happened in multiple ways, right? That could have happened whether he ushered in the age or didn't usher in the age. So he might have believed that Ace would have been the one, but again, he wasn't a soothsayer or a psychic.
If Rouge falls in month 17, and so, like at any point, anything can happen. Like, Roger's a smart enough guy to know, no matter how much faith I put in my son to do this, how much faith I put in Garp to protect him, how much faith I put in Rouge to do what she. You think he predicted 20 months?
Yeah.
Like, that all that had to happen just for Ace to have a chance. So it's like, to him, in my mind, I get having a contingency plan. And again, even if Ace was able to be born and none of that happened, what if he just doesn't want to be a pirate? You can't just put all your eggs in one basket.
You know what's kind of true too is he made being a pirate more appealing to Ace when he was born. Because by ushering in that Age of Pirates, it was like the cool thing to be a pirate. And so when Ace was born, he was like, oh shit, like, I think I want to do this too. If he hadn't ushered that in, there would have been fewer pirates. It would have been a less likely thing for him to have become, especially if he didn't know the identity, of his father. Or whatever.
And then he did learn and did end up hating that side of him.
Right. Which was also something he didn't plan for.
If Ace loved, respected, revered, or whatever for his father, it was still an avenue for him.
Yeah.
The way he did it. It's just unfortunate because he was kind of hamstrung. If you want to bring in that era, can you do it and just live for an extra year or two and raise your kid to that point? Like, I don't know that he could do it any other way.
I mean, there would have been there. I mean, I guess there would have needed to be like stakes.
Well, yeah, because we don't even know.
Goldie Roger, like, he's the one who went and turned himself in. Like, that's a huge deal.
Yeah.
So
I only have a frame of reference for because you brought up sports and basketball a couple times. The only sports reference or basketball team that I know is the primetime LA Lakers. So that's my only source of reference. But it's like, if Kobe said something, it's going to hit different than if Rick Fox said something. Okay, so you know what I mean. So. It had to be Goldie Roger. It couldn't be Rayleigh. It couldn't be anybody else.
Yeah, it had to be the man.
Right. It had to be the man.
I love that Kobe is Roger and not Shaq.
Oh, it has to be Kobe, dude. Has to be.
Oh my God. Yeah, we're down to the final one here. Sora.
Vince Smoke Sora. Poor woman. Yeah.
She tried to get ahead of it. She tried. She put her body on the line. She did. And her kids, honestly.
But I don't know. See, the argument that you can make is like she knew to a certain degree, like was Judge. We've seen, right, in cover pages that Judge has been the way he's been for like a long time. He's always been this way. So like what drew her to him in the first, like she had to know on some level. I mean, when it got that far, something that was going to affect her own kids, she did try to put a stop to it. But it's like, damn, girl, like you didn't see any of this coming. You didn't see any red flags when you married.
She likes the red flags.
I guess. I guess she likes bad boys or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah, really bad boys.
That's like her only knock, to be honest, is that she has bad taste in men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you fell in love with the wrong man, and then it got too far, and it's like she tried to take like action to prevent further terrible action, but she was so hamstrung by the situation that even what she did only was able to positively affect one of the children. And it's like she still raised the other children the same. So Sora's hard because I feel like 4 might be high.
Yeah, I think so too.
Just based off of what the story is. But it's like, again, we have our criteria. She was caring. She was only able to instill values in 2 of the children. I think that she was playing with a bit of a handicap based off the other children.
Yeah.
She just couldn't. She would, and she tried.
Emotionally or like blank. Providing, she was like a queen of a king. Like I don't really give her much like credit for the providing aspect here.
And to be
really
fair,
just the caring and what she tried to do.
Yeah, and I just want to like make clear my point. Like I just want to give her credit and say that I also don't know the circumstances of how they came together. She could have bad taste in men, but it could have been a royal, like pairing, arranged sort of marriage situation. There could have been a lot of things, right?
Yeah, because Judge is like he's been a prince/king like that. The Vinsmoke family has run the North Blue and all those in the German kingdom for generations.
Right.
So it's like it could very well have been an arranged marriage that she was forced into.
Yes.
Outside of, offing herself, she was just kind of stuck here, forced into this. And she took the action she took. So we don't know. We don't know if there was love there at all.
Yes.
We know she loved her kids, but we know she loved her kids and she did take action to protect and care for them. So again, 4 does seem a little high, but it's like Sanji turned out pretty well. Reiju turned out pretty well, and she's kind of broken with the other.
I'll tell you why she deserves to be 4.
Okay.
She knew that she was going to pass away after she took that medicine from the after effects. She was willing to save all her children and only could save 2. That right there is good motherhood. She was willing to do the best she could for those kids.
Yeah.
The only reason she wasn't successful is she has bad taste in men. And like you said, right, there's a possibility that she could have got married off. But other than that, she knew she was going to pass away. Like she was so happy when Sanji gave her that box of rotten food, right?
Yes.
Like she couldn't believe it that she told Reiju, like, oh my God, can you believe Sanji did this for me? And she's in there in the bed sick. Like I believe she died a happy mother knowing that, yes, I had 2 kids that came out great. And it's unfortunate and it saddens me I couldn't save the other 3.
And I think that speaks to, her as a mother too, like knowing that she couldn't save all of them, but it was like, if I can just save one of my kids, like, of course she wanted to save all of them and she would have done anything she could to save all of them. But just because she couldn't, she was going to save and do whatever she could to protect the ones that she was in control of protecting. Like, and I'm sure that broke her fucking heart too, that she couldn't save all of them. I do love her. And I think I don't even know, honestly, because she put her body on the line and sacrificed herself the same way Rouge did, the same way Belmere did. And I don't think that, I'm not saying Dadan wouldn't do that, but she hasn't done that. Or like to that degree, right? Where
she's defended them. She's put her life.
She's put her life,
in danger. Yeah.
Yes. But
so I have a question.
Right. Go ahead.
When she took the medicine, right? She was pregnant still, right?
Yeah.
Were the children in any danger of potentially not making it because of what?
Interesting.
Because I've always had that as a minor demerit. Like,
it was just said the medicine she took the after effects
would have killed her eventually.
Yeah,
okay.
That's what it
So
said.
it was never going to affect the kids.
No,
It would have only affected them positively, right?
Or not at all.
Yeah.
So it was about reorganizing the kids' DNA,
Mhm.
I believe,
Mhm.
because they were already augmented. So she wanted to
Switch it,
unaugment
yeah.
them.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't know.
and yeah, I did think about that too. Like, what were the risks?
Yeah.
Because she could have killed them, but maybe, yeah, I don't know. I don't want to speculate too much on that.
If the words were the effects of the medicine, like were happening during her pregnancy, then I would have been like, oof.
Right.
But it said the after effects.
Okay.
So I think that's the choice words that is the difference for me.
Okay.
And for
So
the
I've
record,
always been under the impression that there was the risk and she was willing to take it. So if that's not the case, then I'm gonna back off.
so I love
I'm good at
Dadan, and I think Dadan would and has put herself, in danger. But this is like these other people did things that were like surefire. You're gonna fucking die. Like,
Yeah, that's true.
surefire. Like, there's just like the medicine are long, like holding in a baby. Like, I think Dadan would do that too. And has stuck her neck out and has fought hard and has been broken and done everything. 4 is good, but there's a world where I could even see like Sora
being higher,
being 3. But
I could give you some basis to that. When the Blue Jams thing was happening with Ace and Luffy, she did tell both of them to run away and she would stay back and fight them by herself.
Yeah.
And Ace said, I would never leave you behind, and fought with her.
That's true.
So if that didn't happen, then I'd say, what I'm saying, like she should go under Sora, but it happened.
Yeah.
For the record, I again think that Dadan is great, and I would love to keep Dadan 3. We can vote, but I do see a world where Sora could be 3 too. We can vote and see where we land.
Yeah, what do you think Dadan would do if Luffy and Ace showed like, Dadan, look, we made meatballs, and it's just like mud and dirt? She'd be like, what the fuck is this?
But I like that.
You're feeding me garbage? Like, fuck no.
That's good parenting.
That's good. That is. I like that.
That is good parenting.
Versus like, oh, thank you.
What Sora did was good parenting too, because she knew Sanji needed that self-esteem boost.
Yes.
Yeah.
But knew that she had conquerors under her roof. Play that. Okay.
She needed to knock him down a peg. Yeah. So Megan, what do you?
I mean, yeah, I would, because I was thinking about her versus like Toki, right? But
and again, the last point I'll make is I really want to say this too. I don't get as emotional when I think about Sora as I do when I think about Dadan. I really get emotional. So now reinforcing that, I would say I would vote for 4 and keep Dadan at 3, but I don't want that to sway you.
Yeah, I think like Toki, when push came to shove, she was ready to sacrifice herself for the greater good. But I think also too with Sora, like Larry said, like immediately before she took those pills, she knew this is going to be her demise. She went into it. And I think her whole situation, like even, having kids with this man, like she knew what was going to happen to them. She knew that they were going to be emotionless, like just monsters. Just like absolute monsters. So, she took the gamble. 2 ended up being like better than the others. But at the same time, it's like she just did what she could until she ended up passing away.
Yeah.
And sacrifice,
add this too. That surgery was forced upon her.
Yeah. So
she didn't really accept that.
Yeah.
She's got to be. I think she's got to be above Toki. Though.
Yeah.
I think she clears Toki.
Yeah. Okay, so 4. I think 4.
Larry said 4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 4. I had her at 4.
4.
I'm not gonna lie. I was getting a little iffy with that on. I was thinking about switching it up. But I'm gonna keep her at 4 too. I'm gonna keep her at 4. I think that's the top 4, no matter what.
Yeah,
right.
I think it has to be.
Rank Belmere, like it can shift, but the top 2 are the top 2, and then the next 3 are the next 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So how are we feeling about this being the final list? Is there anything quickly we want to shift, or are we pretty set? Do we like it? I see some questioning. Larry's making a face. I don't know.
I am very content. I am very content with this list. I was kind of iffy. The only major one I think I was the most iffy on was Bakken, but because her being higher than like Olvia, oh my God, Olvia, I was like, wait, what? Like, how? But I do see the point. I mean, she did come at the very end, and she did like also just again walk past Robin. Is like, that's, I don't know who that is.
Here's my thing though. Like, Otohime she was naive and she was bringing the danger to Fishman Island. At least Olvia was real and was trying to keep the danger away from her daughter.
Yeah, that wasn't bringing it to her.
That led to her not being present, but
again, she was a queen. Like that's right. Queen shit. Like, I mean, her husband, she was trying to do, again, he was trying to be cautious, rightfully so. But that was her duty, I guess, not, necessarily. But I think that she is higher than her.
Higher than who?
Higher than Olvia. Otohime
is rightfully higher.
I'm really trying to decide about Bakken and Otohime if I want to like have Otohime move to 6. Because again, like she did check off basically every box
as a good mom.
Just the potential danger that she did bring to her kids is still a major factor here. So it's like, yeah, like I think it's really just the fact that I don't know what Bakken's intentions fully are yet. Like if we ever get, like I said, if we get to that point where we find out it's not love for Weevil, it's something else. You know how I feel about intention. Intent matters to me with parenting. So I don't know. I'm good with the list as is, but Bakken, she on shaky ice on that 6 for me.
Yeah. Yeah. For some reason, I mean, fuck. I don't know why I feel like I would maybe put Olvia up. But by the criteria that we set, and I agree 100% with Seb, I think that what we said about intention, like, and like, what is her true intention? Where is her love really coming from? Going off the information that we have at this moment in this time of this recording, she is a terrible person, but she does really care about her son. So, and we'll keep him from danger, even if it means doing bad things to keep him from danger. So I guess I'd be okay here too. So you're good?
Yeah. Last one's Larry.
It's all you, Larry.
Oh shit. He's like, Mother Carmel 1.
Let me shift it around.
Listen, the only difference between Otohime and Olvia is that one of them actually saw the outcome of destroying their homeland because of their actions.
Oh, wow.
And one was a better mother, right? And that's why I think Otohime is definitely going to always be above Olvia. So if Fishman Island got destroyed, they even, in my opinion, regardless of how Otohime treated her kids.
That's a great point.
I know Mehgan hates me for this, but listen.
What? I don't hate you. I agreed with you at the beginning. I was like, okay, Isabel, I understand. I get it. That was their mom. Like, they don't always be their mom. But that situation's completely different than this situation with Mother Carmel. Like, or Caramel. How do you pronounce? Do you say caramel? Caramel? What do you say?
One of those words that you say.
Caramel.
Yeah.
I don't know. But anyway, sorry. Continue, Larry.
I mean, listen, man. Again, I'll just state, she was a good mom, terrible person, and she wasn't, it's high, it's a bunch of theories. Like she might have been selling them to slave owners. She might have been selling them to be structured in the world government, become a Marine. It could have gone either way,
bro.
And I think that, other than that, it's really not what happens after for the kids. It's what the kids actually thought during that time period.
But bro,
I agree. Like what she was doing was terrible.
Look at her face right now. Look at her evil ass face. Look at that fucking evil. That says it all, bro. That says it all. That says it fucking all. Look at that evil ass grin. Like, come on.
She's the worst.
Come on.
She's the worst.
That's the thing. I don't think her love as twisted, or like Big Mom's love is maybe twisted and wrong, but I think to her it is some kind of love. I don't think Caramel had that love. The kids might have thought that she did.
She was a good actor.
But I think she was a good actor, and I think she just lied to them and hid who she truly was. And Big Mom, as bad as she is, she doesn't hide shit from her kids. She's like, this is what it is. This is who I am. And, she's also not good, but that's what I think, like, puts her above Mother Caramel. And I agree, Larry, you got me to feel more comfortable about Otahime and Olvia too.
Yeah.
Because whether or not, Otahime is naive and maybe Olvia was more realistic, she did end up bringing the danger back. And it did destroy her home, her daughter's home, her people's home.
Huge, the library. That's fucking...
It wasn't, she never wanted that. But,
no, but go somewhere else.
But it happened.
Go somewhere else and just say like, oh yeah.
I took Robin to Disneyland that day.
Yeah, for real. But yeah, I think this is for me. I'm beeping in.
We know that Larry, the only thing he would shift is 9 and 10 maybe, but I think we're pretty all in agreement, right? That this is...
He wants Caramel at 7.
Okay, well... He might want Caramel at 7 or 1 or...
Terrible.
Listen, man. You never know it's not fake love, then it's real love, right?
They found out real quick. Bro. They found out when she didn't check in ever. When they was out here murdering people at the behest of strangers in 2 weeks since I ate some ice cream. They knew.
They might just say it. They might just be like, oh yeah, that was it. That she works for us.
Yeah.
Like, there's no point of hiding it. There's no point of hiding it now. I mean, like, you're here. We're here now. So we're just going to let you know.
And if they start acting up and saying, like, I want to go back to Mother Caramel, they would say, you think she fucking cares about you? She sold you to us,
They sit them down.
That could happen
it
too.
Could happen.
Or they could just be like, yo, like, get through these hockey programs that we
Hockey?
Oh my God, bro.
Like,
I know you're sad. I know you're sad.
Been brought in and learned some education. Like the thing is, I get that you guys are discussing the world government because they are the evil of the world, right? But there's also like people like Garp and Sengoku and Smoker and Tashigi who also see the world government that way, and they notice that there's a benefit to having the world government there to support the world, right? Even though they do all these crappy crimes, and it's like, yeah, like. Mother Caramel, she did terrible things, but they could also be sold into something that could benefit their lives for the rest of their lives. And that wouldn't be a bad thing.
Yeah.
So you can't say one thing and then be like, yo, the other part doesn't exist.
I'm not saying positive stories didn't come from this. I never said that. I'm just talking about...
We know what you're talking
about.
What
she was doing.
Yes.
Her intent, her reasoning, her fake love, etc.
We know. And again... That's her intent, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's the child's outcome. Just because she's making money, as all orphanages do, she's selling them to the world government, which could benefit them.
She's selling to the highest bidder, period.
That's not true, too.
She's selling to the highest bidder.
That's what I think.
Told them to up their price on Big Mom because she has other suitors.
Oh.
Like she didn't care, bro. She said, yo, who got the bag? Whoever
that's
got it.
Who?
That's where Big Mom goes.
Yo, but that's what orphanages do. Like Josh said, that's what they do.
The orphanages have to vet parents in general. She's not even doing that. Whoever came with the highest number was getting these kids every time down. She showed her true colors. I've never seen a true color displayed harder in my life in anime, bro. She went, this is me. This is who I am.
So when you vet a mother, incoming mother or father, like that's at an orphanage, and then they turn out to be terrible parents anyway, does that fall onto like the person that was at the orphanage being the mom, the good mom that all the kids thought
again, this is you talking the result versus the intent. If my intent was to give you to a happy home, I need to do better vetting. I made a mistake with the vetting process. She did not care, period. There was zero vetting. It was who got the money. This is where the kid goes. Every time down.
And I was just trying to find out because I would think it would make sense if orphanages were like nonprofit, right? Where they get their money from. A lot of times, like you'll see them get their money from the church or from, the government. But not for personal, like the nuns in an orphanage aren't the ones who are making commission off the kids
and balling. They're not balling.
Yeah.
Are they not?
I don't know. I can't.
I don't know.
Are they not?
I was trying to look it
I
up.
cannot speak. To
I
that.
was just trying to get the facts, dude. I don't know. I will say
One Piece is real life.
I was saying that
It's all throughout the story.
Merchants don't got to pay taxes.
that's true.
That's true.
Listen, it gets dark in real life too.
No,
Oh,
for
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Exactly what Mother Caramel is doing.
Yes.
I'm saying
Exactly.
they would also be terrible mothers to me.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
yes.
Yeah, and definitely when it comes to certain religious organizations, like there's some very, very, very shady shit going on and very dark
man.
shit going on. But I was just trying to see how the money,
Yeah.
at least on paper, how it's supposed to work.
No, I mean she was
Legally.
doing shady shit. I mean she had contracts with a bunch of different people, and she sold the ones that were best suited, that the world government wanted, the strongest, the people with most potential, and the other ones who didn't show any potential in raising up in the ranks were probably sold to other people, slaves, in many different
The highest bidder,
capacities.
the
And
highest bidder line of dialogue is what cemented it.
yeah. I mean, yeah, it's just
She was always going to be 9 or 10, but that cemented 10.
10.
10.
I'm sorry, Larry, you got outvoted.
Listen,
He knows, right?
that's okay.
He knows.
That's all right.
But this is the list.
Wow.
We did it, guys. We did it. We ranked the best and worst One Piece moms, the moms of One Piece. That's
Not all
it.
of them, but these are the
These are the 10.
Yeah, these are the 10.
These are the 10 that we chose. Let us know in the comments your ranking, where you agree, where you disagree. I'm sure that would be. I mean, that's going to be so interesting.
Oh,
I'm gonna yeah.
Everyone in the comments is like, Mother Caramel, like Carmel deserves to be
I'm so curious.
7.
I'm curious to hear your rankings, your defenses, your arguments for each character. Why it should be
Yeah.
higher, lower. So let us know all that in the comments below. And again, thank you, Seb. Thank you, Larry, so much. Shout out to you guys for being here, for taking the time to do this. It was such a fun episode. You guys have such a great energy, chemistry. You guys are fucking awesome. So if you would like to use this time, please tell people what you guys do, where they can support you, and how to support you, because you guys deserve the love.
Yeah. We're just two random guys that have a podcast, and we are in complete support of Volume 1 podcast. And at this point, you should just subscribe to them, like the video, comment your thoughts, and that's all you really need to know. These guys are people that me personally, I've wanted to collab with for a long time and speak to. I love everything about you guys. I am a fan. I do watch, and I take a lot of inspiration from you. So I just want to personally say, keep going, keep pushing the bar further, and keep accomplishing what us podcasters do in the best ways possible. And your community is legit. Your community is amazing. And I hope everybody just sends a lot of love and respect and success your way. So that's really all I got to say. Thank you for having us. Thank you a lot.
That was incredibly kind. Thank you so much, dude. And I mean, you guys are fucking doing the damn thing too, man. And I just, I really appreciate you saying all that. That means a lot. That means a lot.
Thank you guys so much. This was so much fun. I love conversations like this. It, easily could be Mother Caramel 10, but we're going to talk about why. We're going to talk about everything possible to get her up, why she's there, and that's what I find so interesting when these conversations are had. So thank you guys so much for bringing your knowledge, and thank you for bringing it in this episode. We had so much fun, and we hope to do this again sometime in some capacity. Maybe best and worst siblings of One Piece. That would be fun.
The twins on for that one.
And can we just say that you guys got stuff cooking? I mean, I know you guys might not want to announce like certain things. But can we just say you guys are cooking?
Well, we have a family feud coming up with you guys in it, and
Sick.
I think that people should look towards that. Nothing else. Don't worry about it. Just know that Volume 1 is going to come onto our stuff, and we're going to have probably a really fantastic idea and a lot of fun. So as long as you're fans of Volume 1, I'm through.
Larry's too modest. We are that One Piece Talk.
There we go.
Find us on YouTube and TikTok and anywhere you find podcasts. We go live on Mondays at 6 p.m. And we talk about One Piece. It's really awesome. It's me, it's Larry, it's the twins. It's a great time. We would love to have Volume 1 on the podcast one day.
Yeah.
This was an amazing time. A lot of fun. You guys got to see what we're like. Me and Larry do have a genuine relationship where we argue like this every single day. The cameras don't matter.
I can't stand it.
He can't.
I don't know why I'm like cool with it.
This is what we're like. It's genuine. It's the vibe we like to bring to One Piece. And
Fuck yeah.
honestly, this was a whole lot of fun. I would love to be on Volume 1 again.
Fuck yeah.
We could rank dads. We could rank whoever. This was so much fun for me. I would love to be back, and I'd love to collab again. Like Larry pointed out, we will be trying to be doing Family Feud with these guys and a couple others. So tune in for that whenever we do make that happen. And yeah, we go live a couple times a week to go over chapters and things. But yeah, we're that One Piece Talk. My name is Seb. That's Larry.
And links to all their stuff will be in the description down below too. Check it out. And now that we have this like initial collab done, I mean, this opens the door too for us to always, like, we would be so down to come on to your show whenever you would have us. I mean, it'd be amazing if we were able to, like, if we go to like Anime
IRL
or anything like that. IRL would be awesome, but also, you know, remote would be cool too. But having you guys on community lives or even chapter reviews, like, it opens the door for all that. You guys have a great energy. We fuck with you guys. We love you guys. So one more round of applause for that One Piece Talk for Seb and Larry, the boys.
Yeah.
The only thing left to do now is to get out of here on our outro. That's always the same and never changes. I usually never have one, but I think I have one today.
Really?
Yeah. I wanted to say, call your mom.
Call your mom.
Call your mom. Call your
That's
mom.
nice.
Call your
Yeah.
foster parent.
I was
Call your
gonna
foster parents.
say something else.
Okay, well, we're just as humorous.
I was like
What were
MILF
you
Madness.
gonna- MILF Madness. That's if we rank them by MILF.
That's what I was
level,
gonna say. Like we're taking a beat and then we're gonna go by MILF.
That's a different list.
That's a different list.
You could have done rank the MILFs.
Yeah.
Oh, we could have done
MILF
that.
and DILF. We got to do MILF and DILF. Yeah, it completely changes. It's a completely different ball game.
Yeah,
Is Mother Caramel still top one?
Big Mom got them Conqueror's cheeks, bro.
Mama.
all right.
I like Call Your Mom.
We gotta do the MILF. And
Really?
DILF. We gotta do it, but we'll do it. It's a different time. It's a different video. Stay tuned for that.
Yeah. Stay tuned for that one. That's coming.
So we'll say, call your mom.
Call your mom.
So I'll count us down. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And then all together, even though there's a little bit of a delay, we'll say, call your mom all together.
Okay.
All right. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. Make sure to check out and support that One Piece Talk. And until next time, call your mom. Give her a call. Ask her how her day is. Ask her how she's been. Ask her how she's doing. Maybe go see her. Stop by.
Stop by if you can.